Okay, I see how it is, guys. So the compound's been taken over, everyone's bundled right down to the Blue Sky research as a last-ditch effort. Well, guess what? The thing I had in mind, the thing that would save us all, it's not ready. You didn't give us enough money. What I can do is I've set up, well, as you can see, a telephone. I've jacked it directly into the time robot's skull. Now, it's got the DNA of who we think we need. So the maximum I can give you is about 30 seconds transmission time. You just need to put a message into the phone and it will go back in time and maybe it will fix this whole mess. But then again, maybe we already did this and it doesn't work. So who knows? Have you got something ready, Simon? Have you got... Oh, you have. Oh, you got something prepared. Go for it, mate. Oh, good luck. You're our last best hope. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Go. Pot Topic Podcast. Stop. Pot Topic Podcast. Stop. Kawaii Illuminati. Stop. Kawaii Illuminati. Stop. Adorable Asian schoolgirls. Stop. Everywhere. Stop. Unexpected. Stop. Destabilized with war. Stop. Conquer with kawaii. Stop. Trace the money. Stop. Connect the dots. Stop. Follow the big cute eyes. Stop. Because they are following you. Stop. What the hell was that? That was the message. It's not a fucking telegram. You don't need to say stop after... You could have got so much more into that. It was like, oh, I'm good. They're at the door. Well, here's hoping it worked, guys.
Wow. Privet, and welcome to the Pot Topic Podcast, issue 34. I'm your host, Tom, and with me I have other hosts. To my left, we have Taz.
Hello.
We have Bex.
Hello.
And we have Chris.
Hello.
That's right. It seems to be a YouTuber special today.
Hey!
So check them out, Trista, Bytes, and Howitzerbug.
Damn straight.
Yeah. On this podcast, we have two pots full of topics, one from our community, one from the hosts. Dig them out at random, talk for 2 hours. One day I'll get this smooth.
just watching you struggle through it, mate, is wonderful.
It's weird, because as soon as I start recording, it just goes out my brain.
It's the same thing you said last time.
And the time before that. It's like an endless cycle of me failing, basically.
You can remember my name this time, yeah?
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't even try. Honest.
It's my best guess that we couldn't even solve it with time travel. Not that such a thing could be possible.
Whiskey! So,
I'm travelling whiskey.
I went to the corner shop today.
Classy.
And yeah, we're back on form with. Do you mind if I do this?
Go for it, mate. Yeah.
I imagine you want to distance yourself from this as much as possible. We have here the Claymore.
The Claymore.
The
I like
Claymore.
the Claymore.
It's a blended Scotch whiskey, so don't really expect anything at all.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No pop, one crack.
Okay, pass me the teapot. Let's fill the sucker up. How have people been?
Good, mate, you.
Yeah. All right, about to get a lot better,
grumble.
I hope.
About to get a lot fuzzier.
I don't know about that.
What have we all been up to? Let's pick on Chris.
Me? Oh, great. You would pick on me. Nothing hugely sociable and adventurous, but I have been working on content for my channel. You know, the usual.
What are you doing at the moment?
So
we've got funny that. Taran and I are still going on with our Undertale. We figured out we're about, 3/4 of the way through?
Oh, more than that, mate. We are
More than that?
Yeah, I think we're at the vinegar strokes.
We're doing nicely, and we're improving it all the time. So by the time we get to the final episode, you'll have a perfect episode.
Yeah, it should sound really
It'll
good.
sound brilliant. But yeah, no, we got that going, so I've been putting that together, and I've just started today. I have scheduled an upload of a new series I've started for the Talos Principle.
I've played a bit of that.
It's so good.
Yes, it is.
It's so good.
What is it? I've not heard of it.
It's basically you are a form of robot AI, and you've sort of become conscious in this garden, and you have to. You've got like this god talking to you.
Yeah, like a creator kind
Like
of
a
voice
creator.
talking to you.
Elohim. And basically it's just a puzzle game. Like think of Portal without the portals.
It's moving objects, using barriers and physical objects in the world to try and trigger things and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really interesting.
But it's got like some weird story behind it about
Which
well, it just
is
makes you
so fun to try and figure out. Like,
Yeah.
you get everything you read is like, oh, now I've got a new theory. Oh, but now I've read this. Oh no, my theory is completely different now. Every time.
It's basically you're walking around as a robot. You're right there.
God's teeth, that is...
Good whiskey.
Oh!
It looks like it
Let's give it a
tastes as
try.
good as it smells.
Oh, fuck me.
I'll be
Oh,
opting for
guess
some
what? It only gets
lemonade.
better.
Why is it sour? Oh,
Did someone replace this whiskey with something else?
Something also kind of goldeny.
we did check the
Amber
teapot was
coloured.
clean. Yeah.
Is this what you used to clean it?
That's what I used to make it dirty, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
cool.
yeah, that's cool. And that should be up in the next couple of days, along with more Undertale. Other than that, just same old work stuff.
Actually, talking about Undertale, I finally got to play a bit.
Oh yeah.
And we got to I think the last the last boss we played. By which point, like you were, well, I mean, we were pretty deep into the whiskey.
Yeah.
We'd gotten deep into the whiskey.
I was
on this
having a
particular
bad
session.
time.
Yeah.
You know, coordination was not an easy thing to do by that point.
So you said, "Oh, you give it a go. You seem to know how it works. You give it a go."
Yeah, I wasn't sort of on tilt at all with the game at that point.
I'll be interested to hear like the soundtrack for that. How we come across. And I'm pretty sure that's just minutes of me just shouting at the microphone. Oh, fuck it! Oh, fuck you! Fucking fat fuck!
Yeah, watch this space, viewers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very entertaining.
Sounds informative and well thought out.
Oh, it's
and-
basically edutainment. True tales.
family-friendly fun.
Bex, what have you been up to?
Well, I went off and did my Whitby thing and went and visited some family members with small
Whitby thing?
incubators of germs. I go up to Whitby Gothic Weekend and we just piss around for a week and
Have a proper goth time.
yeah, well, we just fill all the pubs with goths who go, "Oh my god, it's so cheap up here compared to London," and then they get exceedingly pissed. And then a week later, they all attempt to still be able to drive home legally. And I got ill, so after that, not a fucking lot really, because I was just asleep. I've had the most sleep in the last like so many weeks as like the rest of my life added together.
So many weeks. How ill were you?
I don't know, I was asleep. I was just fucking comatose. But I was literally only awake for about like 9 hours a day. I was just asleep.
Oh.
So that was wonderfully productive, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I imagine.
So there's not been a huge amount of shit going on.
Oh, fair enough. Have you got anything coming up for the channel?
I did put up some more interviews of people, some other footage and stuff that I had that I could edit that without falling asleep. But it's slowed down a little bit, but it is Comic-Con on the weekend, and I should be doing some presenting for Kai Creative. That's another YouTube channel, so I should be going around Comic-Con with them,
Awesome.
talking to people and perving on cosplayers and all that kind of normal stuff.
Nice.
Completely and utterly professional.
I mean, there've been a bunch. Well, there's actually been like a small raft of new superhero movies recently. Are you going to do any review, explanation stuff for that?
I'm not sure if the world wants my opinion on any of the X-Men movies because they all love them and I think they're all a bunch of shit and I will rant about that for hours.
I completely agree with you. I can't stand them.
If I want death threats, like that's the ultimate guaranteed way I could instantly get them by just turning around saying all the X-Men movies are a bunch of shit.
Clearly, some people are interested in your opinion because I was on your channel the other day and like a lot of your videos, all right, so on the hits, and then one which is an explanation of the Batman Bat v Soup's dream sequence. It's got like what 30,000 hits or something.
Yeah. I mean, the Deadpool one's got like, I don't know, like 20,000 odd, but the Batman vs Superman explanation is just because no one knew what the fuck was going on in that movie, and I did a video that explained a like 5-minute segment of that movie, and so many people were confused. There's enough people Googling it that they even find me.
Fair enough.
But no, it's going good. It's fun. I've enjoyed the sort of comments wars, the people shouting at each other, the people shouting at me, the people that decide to go on and say like, the movie's perfect, fuck you all. And then I go, that's not very nice. They go, I was only joking. And I'm like, well, tone of voice doesn't come across in comments, does it, mate? And
Like to shoot you down.
I was like, you only have to be on the internet for about 20 seconds before people start telling you to die. Is what I've discovered.
Absolutely.
And they don't even watch the videos. They just want to tell you to die based on nothing. If you put a video up that says everything wrong with Deadpool and you put film review in front of the titles, people know it's what it is, they will still just go on there and tell you to die.
I can't wait until we're that popular.
That's it. That's the first measure of success. So, like, your mate, like maybe your mum, likes one of your videos, and then some random stranger tells you to die, and then you're like, "I've made it."
It's when your mum likes that comment, you get a little bit weird.
Yeah, well, that's when you start figuring out you're not getting any inheritance and stuff, I guess. But no, it's been good. Other than that, I've just been generally working on shit in my house, doing all that kind of like home ownership, building stuff kind of thing.
Getting the studio together.
And calorie neutral gym going, as I like to call it. That's where you eat chocolate on the way to the gym. So you have the energy to do things at the gym and then realise that pretty much every time for the last week you have burnt off exactly the same number of calories as you consumed in order to have enough energy to go there.
However, that chocolate bar must be so delicious guilt-free.
Yeah, you'd think.
Not delicious enough, God damn it.
Just need. What about you, Tom? What have you been up to, mate?
I've had the most nerdy couple of weeks of my life, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got really into wrestling.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
In specifically...
Like watching wrestling, or have you just been running around in your pants in the house again?
I've been doing that while
like
everyone's
Greek
been
wrestling.
gone. Yeah. A little bit of Greco-Roman, by myself in my room.
What's your wrestling name?
Headphones on.
Headphones on.
Brilliant name.
VR helmet firmly strapped to my face. No, I've been watching a lot of
Calls
Progress
himself the
Wrestling.
future.
Yeah, Progress Wrestling is a British, it's a London-based wrestling circuit, which is just fucking phenomenal. Like, it's got all the camp pageantry of American wrestling, but then you've got a crowd of adults who are all from, like, Southeast London. So one particular fight, I guess you call it, or show, whatever, there was a bloke from Dartford who was as goth as Fook kind of gentleman. Can't remember what his name was now, but he was against a priest character who basically looked like a muscle-bound Jesus. He was gorgeous. But yeah, at all points, there's just like the crowd shouting, "Fuck him up, Jesus! Fuck him up!" Where's your God now? Oh, he's over there. Something like that. It's like really witty crowd, which just adds to it about 1,000,000-fold. So yeah, got well into that. I think I might have to buy tickets to go and see
I think
it.
I might have to go with you. Like the bits I saw.
Yeah,
That sounds amusing.
yeah, they're in the.
Hilarious.
Where are they?
Hilarious.
They usually, quite often they do shows in the Electric Ballroom, but I think they've got a big one coming up in like one of the O2 venues. So yeah, we're getting that. And I'm a little bit disappointed because Chris said he hadn't had an adventurous couple of weeks, and we had a Gamma World adventure the other day.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So we finally got to sit down and do the first opening bit of D&D.
We are playing.
my
Yeah,
campaign.
we're playing the Gamma World.
It's not real
variants.
D&D though, is it? It's crazy D&D on drugs.
Well,
Like,
yes.
D&D in a post-apocalyptic world where all realities coincide for one split second and then fall apart again.
Be a mess. Yeah.
Weird.
For instance,
well,
my character. I don't know if we're going to be able to use the. We did take a recording.
We did. I don't think we're going to use it, no.
Yeah, no, my character, for instance, is a telekinetic, high-speed mass swarm of Dagoos that all wear top hats, waistcoats, and monocles, and they call themselves the Branson Mousaluni Federation. God, you almost couldn't get that out then.
Have they got like little capes and stuff as well?
Oh, well, they do now.
No,
Because otherwise it would be silly.
Like red velvet lines.
no, Bex, they don't, because I've already photoshopped him a player token. It took so long. I got a swarm of Dagoos and then had to put top hats on all of them.
Oh my word.
Good man.
So yeah.
Now you've got to put little capes on them.
Damn it.
All in different colours with their own individual symbols on representing their personalities.
Oh, God.
No, they're particular federations because like they're all like either the Gallbladder Federation or the Pancreas Federation or the Back of the Knee Federation.
Well, those can get little symbols.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see any problem with making more work for Tom.
No, none whatsoever.
I did very little prep work apart from playing around on Photoshop. But then I spent the last week trying to learn a bit of Adobe Premiere and After Effects to do a bit of video editing.
That's what I've been using.
There we go. So I have no clue whatsoever. I've never used it before, but, very similar to Photoshop and stuff. So
That's subscription based now, right there.
yeah, it's like $50 a month.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't get into that one. I'm just buying.
It's a bit much.
It is a bit much when you do it legally, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not doing
which
it
of course we
legally.
are.
Yeah, of course. Everything.
Crying out loud, guys.
But then I also started to learn a little bit of how to use Audition, which is their audio recording. So hopefully the podcast will be sounding a little bit better next week when I've learned it all, because this is still recorded in Audacity, which sound like shit.
Hopefully.
So was all this D&D done with your new top-down trajectory type
Oh, yes,
malarkey?
good point. Yeah,
Was it just super sexy?
It was, and I know this isn't going to play on an audio format, but check this shit out.
Feeling for time while Tom gets something
Ooh,
from
shit's
the
falling
shelf.
down.
Falling off
Feeling for time while Tom shows a canyon of timey-wimey green gel.
It is a canyon of timey-wimey stuff.
It's a thing of beauty, Tom.
It is. It's
and that model you made's not bad either.
No, I made a little cardboard playing field probably about 2-3 years ago, and it's been in my wardrobe ever since. And all I've wanted to do is show Taran, because he's another little model nerd. We used to paint Warhammer figures together and shit like that.
Yep.
Just go look
Yes,
at this
true, we
pretty
did.
thing that I made. Oh, isn't it dumb?
See, I'm even more nerdy than you, because I used to make and paint model train buildings and stuff.
Awesome.
D&D was too expensive, so you just get model trains and you can just crash them, and it's kind of similar. there's no rule book, so it was just chaos.
How did you crash? Because I could never get, you couldn't get the trains going opposite directions on the same track.
Oh,
No,
it's
but
a
you can make the
dexterity
tracks
roll.
go over the top.
intersect, yeah.
You have to scale electrics to £200 on trains.
+1 cowcatcher. Right, cool. Who else?
Okay, so for me, nerdiness, I've just seen, last weekend, I saw Cap 3 Civil War, which was
Bloody good.
so much better than the comic.
It's different. You have to bear in mind that it's nothing to do with the comic.
No, absolutely, no.
So you
and
can't
I'm glad
compare
it's
the
not.
two.
You can, because the thing it's based on is not as good as the thing that it turned out.
But it's not really based on it at all. They just wanted the name because the name sounded
Well,
cool and
yeah.
didn't fucking read the comic.
No, fair enough. But I'm glad they went a completely different direction with it. And it was, there's a lot I want to talk about, but it's all spoilery stuff.
Well, without getting to spoilers, is it actually about registration of heroes?
Oh, that's
No,
kind of
not
that's kind of like
Thank you, expert.
It is a bromance lovers tiff, and then they just kiss and make up, does it?
They kiss.
they do not. No. So
Maybe I was watching a different edit.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. They kiss.
no.
Fuck you.
No, there's
You couldn't just let me have
If you
that. could
Google it, I'm sure you can find it if you want it.
Someone will have made a
Photoshop.
looping tiff, yeah.
I'll get on Photoshop right now.
It should be called Civil Lovers Tiff, not Civil War. It's just like, I don't like you anymore. Oh, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, a lot,
we made up.
A lot of the dialogue could be replaced with, "Oh, but bro, dude, bro, he's my bro, you're my bro." But I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
It
Just has no kind of intellectual integrity. It's just fun.
Are you kidding me? It's got, when it comes to kind of discussing the morals of the morals of superheroes, it goes a lot more in depth than the comic.
Yeah.
Lot more. It covers that. And then the great story on top of all the Civil War bullshit. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was actually the main draw. That was really cool. Although, don't get me wrong, seeing a bunch of superheroes duke it out is fucking awesome. It's a rip-roaring time. And then also, yesterday, went to see the new X-Men film, which, fine.
I've not seen it yet, but I already hate it.
Okay, what I'll say
I'm like that
is...
with Ghostbusters.
what I'll say is it's still more entertaining as a whole thing. It's better than any one of the original 3 X-Men films.
Which were all shit.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah, but it's which is a shame because they dealt with the more interesting theme of X-Men, which is the discrimination side of it.
But butchered all of the characters.
Oh, completely. No, apart from Beast was amazing.
What, Frasier?
Yeah. Oh, he's an amazing Beast. Are you kidding me? It's absolutely perfect. Oh, I thought
Really
that
didn't
was
enjoy any of the
fantastic.
X-Men films, even the recent ones like
No, fair enough.
Days of Future Past and all that.
But yeah, no, I will say this for the third one. It does get really good towards the end, but with the Apocalypse storyline, there's a lot of setup that needs to happen. There's got to be the coming of Apocalypse. There's got to be the gathering of the 4 Horsemen. Plus, there's been 10 years between this movie and the previous one, so they've got a lot of ground to cover there. So what happens is the first act is just kind of, you just sit there and just go, yep, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough. And then things start coming together in the second act. It's like, and then the third act is like, oh, punchy, fighty, shooty, yay! But that's just kind of tickling. It's just tickling like the little
Don't do
action,
that with your finger.
the little
That's just
action-happy
disturbing.
No,
prostate.
stop doing that.
No,
Stop doing that.
No, I'm going to do
Stop
it.
doing
That's the that's the
That
prostate
hand gesture
tickler.
is inappropriate.
So there's been that. Wow. What else? I suppose. Oh, actually, it's good you're here for this, Specs, because last time you were on, one of the questions we were asked was, "What do you want to do with this year?" If you
Probably.
remember. And I said, like, I want to get out of theatre. My main goal is to get out of theatre.
I vaguely recall this.
Yeah.
And to this end, I've just taken a full-time position at the Haymarket Theatre.
Well done.
Well done achieving your life dreams.
It should work out quite nicely.
Being the exact opposite.
Well,
Yes.
there's a lot of downtime when you work in-house at theatre, because there's actually not a huge amount to do outside of shows. So
Just
outside of...
fetch like lots of blue M&Ms to sort into like lines to give to really pretentious actors or something.
Oh, no, don't know.
Don't have to do gliders.
There's stage management for that. I'm stage crew. It's different world.
He's what they call the peons.
I beg your pardon.
They call him something.
It's 4 letters.
So I guess that kind of about sums it all up.
Nice.
Wicked. Shall we? Who wants to go?
Let's do this.
Bex, you're nearest the hot pot. Do you
Go
want to
for it.
get something from the host?
Yeah,
One
I have
from
to,
the host.
well, I have to put my lollipop down.
No, it's all right. You can
Because
carry.
I've got my priorities.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
She is eating her dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Chupa Chups toffee flavoured lolly.
Yeah, well, I wanted strawberry, but they didn't have anything with vitamins. You should keep, like last time you had loads of Percy Pigs in your kitchen. I'm really disappointed with the service this time.
Yeah, my mum's not been by recently with a big bag full of Percy Pigs.
I shall send her a strongly worded Facebook message.
I mean, like we said, we got a shelf full of Star Mix. So
Yeah, you might not later.
Cool, what we got?
I have a question here from Beth that says, what would your rap MC name be?
Oh, wow.
And I think at the beginning of the question, she originally started spelling what as W-O-T and then crossed it out.
Oh, she's so street. Gangster.
Is that extra gangster? So I
That is
think
well
you have,
gangster.
this has to be your gangster rap
points.
MC name.
is there already an MC Smell Your Mum? Because I think that would probably be mine.
Walk out on
Probably.
stage sniffing your fingers.
I have to say, I'm not Googling that to find the answer out, so we will never know.
Well, I might, because I've already come up with my answer. I also come up with some more, whatever. Yeah, no, go for it. What are your thoughts, guys?
I don't know. I'm kind of taken with that spelling of what. I might be Lord What.
Lord what?
Lord What. And I'll
You come out.
be rapping like that and ting.
I'll just be Lord what?
What?
He's like, what? In your butt?
I think I'd go for a cross between drag and gangster rap. So I'm going to call
As you
it
do.
dragster rap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll go with
that's
misdemeanor.
But you have to get the skill of...
Oh, that must...
Yeah, we want to hear what this voice would sound like now. This dragster
You want me
rap.
to spit some lyrics?
Yes.
Go on, do it.
What? What?
You stolen my lyrics.
What else? Taz, what are you doing?
I'm just
Googling.
Googling MC Smell Your Mum, just to see if it's been
I don't know
taken.
what my
What,
my rap
register the
name should
domain?
be. Like,
Sorry.
could one of you come up with a rap name for me that I could adopt?
Chopper chop.
I feel that might have negative connotations. No, see, I'm just
see,
not. I'm
I'm-
not gangster enough. I don't get a rap
I'm
name.
trying to get
No, of course you
Trista
do.
Bytes in there somewhere. All I can get is Trista Bytes back. But that just sounds like a
No,
shit teen horror
that's,
film.
That's a shit album name.
It would be a shit album if I made a rap album. So maybe that would
That
just
has
be.
to be your comeback
Ah.
album, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
I
true.
don't think I'd do well enough to have a comeback. I think
No.
maybe it has to be a really
The
bad
return
name.
you didn't ask for.
you have a comeback because nobody asked for it. That's the way you go.
Ah.
It's like,
This
fuck
is
all your...
how little I know about the music industry, obviously.
That's what Britney did.
But maybe it has to be a terrible name, because if I had a good rap name, it would be false advertising.
False advertising's a great
There you
MC
go.
name.
Fair enough, done. Fuck it. Who's next? Go that way.
The other port.
Thank you, Beth, for that one. I can't. I can't think of any good ones.
Pass it to you.
Okay, right.
You couldn't think of anything, Tom. I'm sure you could think of something. Oh no, you did. You got
Booze?
misdemeanor, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm sure
He just
that's
nicks
got
that
to be a thing
off-
somewhere.
Yeah, every drag queen ever.
Guess who this one's for?
Let me guess. Hello, Dom.
No, it's You're Right, Dom.
You're right,
Oh
Dom.
God, you think I've never done this show before?
What does Captain Sickbeard say?
He says, dyslexia of the world, untie!
Sorry. Oh, okay. He's just coming in with jokes now, is he?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
That's not a question.
No. It's got a winky face. Can that be considered a question?
Let me look at the winky
if
face.
you look at someone and you sort of
It
wink
looks
at someone.
kind of smug rather than questioning. I don't think that's a question.
I mean, have you ever heard that joke? How many dyslexics does it take to unscrew a liggity bub?
I love bad jokes. We were
So
saying
do
this
I.
earlier, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
We were saying this earlier.
Do you want to tell your bad joke that you came up with? Oh, not
I didn't
you
come up
heard.
with it, I heard it. Okay, if I get it right this time and don't give away the answer straight
go
away.
for
Which King of England had the biggest shoes?
Which?
The one with the biggest feet.
Oh, for crying out loud!
That deserves like some kind of slow clap.
Those are the best ones.
Edit
You're
point
not
for Tom.
doing it right if you haven't got a slow clap.
Okay, so Dom's just given us a joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool, so I better pull out another one.
Yeah,
Thank you very much,
absolutely,
Tom,
mate.
for
Yeah,
that.
take one for
Another
the
community one. Another community
Because
one.
oh my God,
Because
there's
that
so
was
many.
basically not a question. Not
you for that,
a question. Not a question, Dom.
But thank you for following up with this
Wait,
question, Dom.
hang on.
Yeah.
What did the dyslexics tie together in the first place? Their tongues. Idiot. Carry on, Tom.
Did you think of that punchline?
Sorry, just no,
Tumbleweed.
no, I did go in thinking at all.
So, proper form, we've got Captain Sickbeard again. Which, actually, I need to say, thank you very much for everyone sending in topics, because we had like 3, 4, 5 different people this time.
Yes, we will
week.
get to you, but yeah, over 9,000. Dom has he's been blasting us. He's been like his own spam bot. It's ridiculous.
I've never sent you guys a question. I should probably do that.
You get a host
Show
now.
some kind of interest.
Yeah, you're our host now.
So I don't have to.
Nah,
That's
think
all
I've
right
probably
then.
got some-
That makes my laziness feel
no,
like
you just have to sit here and
justified.
come up with them to put into the hot pot instead.
Yeah, you'll end up. I think I've got some in both pots, and we're probably all going to end up like that now. You're going to have a whole mixture in all the pots.
Yeah.
Tom, go. What we got?
So, Captain Sickbeard asks, would you rather want to know how... Oh, sorry. Would you want to know when you will die or how?
Ooh, I think when. Because if you knew how, you'd be constantly on the lookout, like, oh shit, there it is, oh shit, this might be the time.
Just checking around.
You'd just be completely...
Oh God, that's such a head fuck question. Oh
It would have to
no.
be when, I think, for me.
Here's the thing. I don't actually fear death. Like, because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. At some
And you
point,
challenge him to a game of D&D, so you'd be there for like ages anyway.
6 straight month campaign.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I'd challenge him to a game of D&D, but I'd be the DM.
Yeah.
That's how I beat death.
That would piss him off. Like, you know.
But then I'd be immortal and bored. Oh my God, immortality would be so boring.
You'd get
No,
bored
I'd
of
like to be
D&D.
immortal.
Nah, you wouldn't. Nothing would have any meaning.
I would happily be immortal.
You'd get over it. soon
Nah,
enough.
I could spend
See,
enough hundreds of years just going around generally like pissing people off like I do as a sober person in drunk rooms.
You'd slowly go insane and turn into like a crazy.
I don't have any problems with insanity. That would
See, I
Quite
thought
comfortable
about-
with it, in fact.
yeah, well, I kind of have to be, but
I thought about immortality before, and I've always thought, what happens when the world blows up and there's no one left and you're drifting through the universe on your own, alive, looking at all the black nothing?
I think if I had my iPod and a solar charger, I'd be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
If I
When
could
have
just float
those
around space.
solar chargers ever worked?
Well, someone would have to invent one before the end of the world. So I've got a bit of time.
Dedicate your
like
life
at
to
least
doing
5
that.
years. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
There you go.
That's all I really need. Just float around space with my iPod and just be like, I never have to turn this down again like I
Just
do
be
on the
chill,
tube on the
yeah.
way here.
Well, actually, thinking about it, if you're immortal and floating through space, would that not be a lot like lock-in syndrome?
Yeah, could be.
Wait a minute, I've just thought
Ooh,
of
he's just got a
something.
bit meta.
Oh, but you might see something that you've never seen before.
Well, are you?
So you'll be always on the lookout for,
You
"Ooh,
will.
That's new.
You will, but you'll see it very, very slowly.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ever so slowly.
So solar powered jetpack and an iPod.
But how would you listen to the iPod? There's no air for your ear to hear it. You'd be
Yeah,
in the
but
back.
So,
when you pick up the
in-ear
vibrations
headphones,
out
that's
of
how
the
it
in-ear,
works.
yeah, the in-ear.
You'd have a helmet on.
Yeah.
Basically,
You need to invent some sort of new.
no. Basically, I'd be Lobo.
There we go.
Oh, wicked! Yeah,
You
no,
would-
that'll do.
At that point, you wouldn't need music because you'd be heavy metal personified.
Well, he has heavy metal music from
Yeah.
a planet permanently pumped
Yeah.
into his head, so then I wouldn't need
Nice.
headphones.
Yeah, that's,
and I'd be Lobo. So fuck it.
that's how
Perfect
he.
answer.
It doesn't answer the question at all.
No,
does it?
we've sort of started on a new topic, haven't we?
No, I love that. That's one of my favourite things about Lobo. Like he hijacked that radio station to get pumped into his head for all time. So that's what keeps him resistant to psychic attack. Because he's always got heavy metal running through.
Do you know why he's immortal?
Yes, I've read the comics recently.
Fuck off.
They're some of
My one tidbit of information.
yeah, he got killed once, and heaven were like, "No, you're going to
Yeah.
hell." And then hell, after a while, was just like, "Fuck no, no, we're not having this one."
Neither side want him.
Yeah, he's functionally immortal because nobody will accept him. That's
Fucking
basically
awesome.
my life goal.
That's well good.
Lobo is my spirit animal.
Do you know what? There was I have been watching the Supergirl series just because
No.
it's sweet.
No.
There's a very brief passing mention of Lobo where there's some mercenary comes to Earth and he starts judging people and killing them, and one of the characters goes, "Oh, we could be dealing with like an interplanetary mercenary here." One of them goes, no, not that one. We haven't heard from him in ages. We're safe." And they sort of gloss over it really quickly. But I liked that little sideways nudge at Lobo that you wouldn't have known unless like you kind of know the deeper lore. I thought that was
But
quite
why
cool.
are you watching Supergirl? It is one of the most awfully written TV shows. It makes Smallville look like it should get an Oscar.
It's cute.
It's really
cute.
fucking. It's really not.
It's cute. Also, the crossover episode with the Flash is absolutely adorable.
I want to watch that crossover episode.
Yeah,
but
do.
I tried to get up to that point and nearly killed myself and everyone else.
Yeah, just watch the crossover episode. It is really cute. It is. I mean, it's a little bit soapy because that show is. But anyway, let's get back to the question.
The question. So what was the question again about?
Would you rather know
yeah,
when
or how?
Or how?
I think it would entirely depend on whether or not you could prevent it. Because if I could prevent it, then knowing how would mean that I could just go and remove all of that thing from the world. Like, you know, if a piano's going to fall on me, I would just go around destroying pianos for the rest of my life.
But then
Which
you're always
sounds like a
around
really fun
pianos.
time.
No. Because I think there's already a universal constant that doesn't work. It's called the Sleeping Beauty principle.
Which
Like
explain.
just fucking get rid of everything because then that way you can't prick your finger on the needle on the
Yeah,
spinning
yeah,
wheel.
yeah.
But somehow it happens anyway because there's always one left somewhere, and that's one that'll get you.
But I think, you know, if you knew exactly what it was and it was something really specific and unusual, like you die trying to bungee jump because you're an idiot, you'd be like, right, well, I won't bungee jump. But other than that, I think I'd rather know when, because then I'd be like, I've only got this long. I won't bother fucking paying the rest of my mortgage then. I'll just go and party. Or
You could just do whatever you wanted up to that point.
yeah. But knowing what
As
that point
reckless as
is
possible.
because
Yeah.
if someone's like, I'm going to tell you when you die, and you're like, oh shit, no, I'm going to just party for the rest of my life. You're going to be 98 and a half. I'll be like, all right, I should probably go out to work then.
Just to make the rest of it enjoyable.
Because, you know,
Time I got a pension.
yeah, there's no point like starving to death
Yeah.
in the meantime, partying and bringing it forward. I think, yeah, if you can't prevent it, then you only need to know when.
Yeah, when, definitely.
I think I'm a when. I think I prefer when, just purely because I don't want to be old. So if I knew I was going to live to be old, the reason why I don't want to be old is because my grandmother always used to tell me, don't get old, Tom. And she just made it seem like a lot of effort. So I don't want to be old. So if I knew I was going to be old, I might do something to make sure I'm not in such a bad state when I get to being old.
Build a cyborg body.
At which point I'm
Take over the
immortal
world.
and I can't die.
And then you just need the solar-powered iPod. And it's full circle.
Or be Lobo. Yeah.
That's actually reminded me of another thing that I'm going to write as a topic, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what you had to say. Fair enough.
Well, I'm
So,
not going
I
to bring
mean-
it now if I'm going to bring it up. as a
See, I
topic,
think
so.
I'd rather know the when than the how because like I'm over the fact that I'm going to die. That's it's a given. You got no control over that whatsoever. It's the means that worries me because I wouldn't want to die horribly. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be like very slowly ground into mince from the feet upwards because that sounds like it would probably suck.
Yeah.
You
Probably.
want the red
You
dwarf
can't tell
death.
for sure.
Well, I mean, with any luck, I'd pass out really quick. But
that sounds like a positive hope for the future.
There's no guarantee of such things. It might turn out that I'm actually weirdly resistant to pain or resilient. I could put up with a lot. So I'd get to maybe sort of just to my hips, and I had to live through that entire agony before finally I succumbed to the sweet embrace of the void. But I don't know, if I found out that I was going to die in a really painful way, I think that would just kind of put the shitter on the rest of my life.
But what if you found out you were going to die in a really pleasant way, like the Red Dwarf death of choking on a 18-year-old's G-string at the age of 92? After teeth in your mouth.
Yeah, true. But I wouldn't want to take the risk. Because
you can have the optimism that might be how you go if you don't know.
Yes.
So you can just pretend.
At that point, life's a party. If you know you're going to go out like that.
Well, I mean, knowing when, it's a party up until that point. It's like, well, fuck it, if that's when I'm dying, that's when I'm dying. But then, of course, there's no guarantee of what state you'll be in when you get there, I suppose.
I don't care, I'm in bed with an 18-year-old.
This has got weirdly surreal, half serious and half inappropriate. I think we need another question.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're at 3 halves.
Oh, look at her go. All right, cool. Pass me the hot pot and let me...
While you're doing that...
Oh, yes, we got another drinkable, haven't we?
Yeah, because so my girlfriend went over to... I keep doing this wrong. Brussels. And she bought back Belgium. A bottle of Belgian ale.
Ooh.
Which says a non-1856, and it's 9% alcohol. So it's got a champagne cork cage.
Nice.
And
it looks quite
massive
classy.
Cork.
Do love a Belgian.
Shall I risk it?
I did.
It's sort of golden
it's a pot.
green.
Do it in the, you got to do it in the thing.
Whoa.
Yeah! That's lively.
A proper pop. I'm glad I didn't poke that out with my fingers, because that would have been a massive, mixing desk
I've got some
fail.
extra bits and pieces.
Because this whiskey is fucking appalling.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? After the third sip, it got a hell of a lot easier.
It didn't. No, this isn't like the last one. That we
I
had
counted
in
it
Canada.
2. The third sip was the sip I stopped wincing.
Yes.
That's because all the taste buds on your tongue have been burnt off by that point.
It was sour. I swear it was
sweet
sour.
Release. Cool. So I like this question. I don't know who wrote it. Maybe Kel, judging from the handwriting. But why are the French? R is underlined.
Why are the French?
Why are the French?
Because just to annoy us English people.
I think that's it.
Pretty much.
I think that's their only real purpose.
Next topic.
It's sure it's not. It's sure it's not anything. Well, I don't know. Like Bree's pretty cool.
Because Charlemagne. That's it. They just exist because of this one awesome dude.
Sorry?
I said because Charlemagne. They just exist because of this one awesome dude.
And they've just been riding that.
Yeah,
since,
basically.
I mean, to be fair, we've been in the same
since the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
So
we've been doing the same with Queen Victoria, I suppose. But yeah, how is the beer?
Lovely and cloudy.
Is it cloudy? Ooh.
I hope it's not supposed to be.
It looks more drinkable than the other liquid.
So much more drinkable.
Oh, that is
a very Belgian.
that is
It
smooth.
tastes like Belgian ale.
Okay, how about this for an
Why
answer?
are the French?
Why are the French? Because I suppose somebody's got to be.
And it might as well be them cunts.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't just leave that whole bit of Europe just kind of empty.
I have in my
Someone's got
Gamma
to
World.
make
Spain
wine.
would float away, and the British would have nowhere to emigrate to.
In my Gamma World campaign, it's known as the French Gap. You know, that place where France used to be.
Ah, nice.
We did it in the last one.
We did, yes. It was in the intro.
No one was listening to me because I was being whimsical, and that doesn't work.
Oh, it does, Tom. You just need to commit, sweetie. So, Bex, your thoughts. Why are the French?
Well, for me, they make all these lovely tasty things that I can neither eat nor drink, so they're kind of null and void, really.
And that's why she's now standing for UKIP.
Oh, I don't know. There's some people put up some suspicious political posters in their windows near me recently, and
Oh,
I've had
really?
to be very, very restrained. Although I did, someone put some leaflets through my door, which were, they were leaving the EU leaflets, and obviously there's arguments for and against that, and I'm not going to go into that here, but
Yeah.
they basically were putting sort of fairly racist leave the EU leaflets through my door. They were also not white, so don't seem to understand that them and their relatives are exactly the sort of people these cunts would throw out.
Yeah.
And I decided I would take the leaflets and pointlessly walk out my door, tearing them up and throw them in recycling, give them a glare, and go back into my house. I felt very, very righteous at that point.
Nice.
But other than that, which isn't relevant, no, the French just make things I can't eat or drink, so no reason for me.
How do we know that the author of this question wasn't just interrupted and was actually writing, why? Ah, the French!
Have we seen or heard from the author of this question since it was written?
Well, they didn't sign it, so
They didn't have time to fucking sign it. They were out of there.
I think they may be collaborating with the Quai Illuminati.
I think this might be like the whole, you open a fortune cookie and it says, help, I'm trapped in a fortune cookie factory. The French have the author of this note.
So, I mean, another reason, I guess, would be so that we can look at Belgium and go, oh, it could be worse.
God.
True. Well, the Americans would just say it's
Although
for their
nothing
fries.
Yeah, freedom fries.
Yeah.
Oh, the inherent irony of that name. I'd love to see the supply chain and how much freedom is actually involved.
Oh, there's
in
no
that.
freedoms for the potatoes, I tell you, man.
What, you get all fruitarian over there?
There was that phrase recently when they said, oh, we think that the Moon Titan might have oil on it. And then someone said, oh, yeah, American just decided that Titan needs some freedom.
Awesome. Cool. I suppose that covers that. Go.
Go?
Pick
Which-
something.
Well, from which
From
box?
the
That one.
community
That's it.
chest.
The posh one.
I can't be expected to remember the rules,
very
and I know
pretty
there's
one.
only two.
Go!
While you're picking that out, I'll just say thank you, Rob, for sending in some topics recently, Rob Gray. And also, he just climbed Mount Snowdon
Oh, wow.
to raise some money for some charity I didn't donate to or remember.
Yay!
Well done, dudes.
Well done.
I owe you like a tenner. Okay,
Well, I'll tell you what, should we put the charity in the show notes?
cool. I'll
Yes.
do that. And
Relevant information
you might
in
get
notes.
a donation from me.
Yay!
I love your commitment to things.
Oh, no, you get a donation from me because I keep forgetting to do it. But I've
Do you
recorded
know what?
it now.
I've now got the perfect out when it comes to charity muggers. Because I work, because I do a shift a week at Oxfam.
Not saying that Rob is a charity mugger.
Oh, no, that's not a charity mugger.
He's a dude who just climbed Snowdon.
There's something else entirely. No, the charity muggers are the guys that come up to you in the street and like just try and take up your time without
They're the
your
ones that are
permission.
worse than the slow walkers because they actually make you stop.
Yes,
You can't just
indeed.
walk around them easily without like going in the road.
Yeah. So now working at Oxfam, I realised how it works for me. Is like I volunteer, bitch, get out of my way.
Really? You just go Oxfam blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come
The best one I ever heard was my first stage manager. He used to at a theatre he worked at before the one where I met him. It was the Lyric at Hammersmith,
Yeah.
and at the square there used to be full of charity muggers. So they used to have a game about how quickly could you get through the charity muggers, and his winning attempt was he went out. Somebody stopped him and he said, sorry, look, I'm really sorry. I can't stop and talk. I'm supposed to keep a 30-yard distance from charity muggers at all times. It's court order. I just left it at that. And at that point, nobody approached him.
See,
ever again.
I'd be willing to run through a crowd of charity muggers clutching my bum saying, just shit myself!
We might sponsor that. That sounds like a way to raise money for charity.
Genius.
The irony! Ah!
And so the snake eats its own tail.
But we had someone came around the house recently who was a door-to-door charity mugger.
Yeah.
And normally I'm very polite to people and I just say, like, look, I work for myself, I've got no guaranteed income, and I'm not giving out my direct debit details, but I do donate to charity and I do give, all like books and stuff and things to charity and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And then normally they're just like, yep, fine,
fair
cool.
enough.
Or maybe I'll
Have a
take
nice
a pamphlet if I don't actually know who they are already.
Yeah.
But someone came around and kind of said, like, no. Someone else in the house said, I donate to this charity every month. And I said, I donate sporadically, but I do donate a lot. And then they tried to convince us that the charities we currently support weren't as deserving of our money as them.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
And they were really rude about it.
Oh
I won't
my
say which
God.
charity it was, but they basically went, look,
No.
what we're doing is more
Call them-
important.
Call them on that shit.
No.
No, absolutely call them on that shit. Okay, I'll tell
Because
you
it's
what.
not the charity's fault that the one guy going door to door
fair
got really
enough.
arsey.
It's because it's Oxfam. She just doesn't want to put you out there.
It was you! But yeah, they actually tried to say like that what they were doing was more important and that we should swap and the people in the house should
That's
consider
disgraceful.
moving our
It
charity
is.
loyalties as if
That's
some
so
lives are more
dark.
important than others. And I was just like, fuck, that's not very
But
charitable.
that's what happens when you get commissioned charity work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, that's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what you got for us, Bex?
Bex.
A far more frivolous question than what we were just talking about. Who's CSB?
Captain
Captain
Sickbeard, right on.
Sickbeard.
Right, he's now abbreviating. Okay. TV shows you just stop watching due to entropy, and then in brackets, that's probably the wrong word.
Okay, my thesaurus in my brain is not working. Explain entropy.
The loss of energy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Shows that got shit, so you stop watching them because they were boring, I think is the more
pretty
eloquent
much,
way
yeah.
of putting that.
Yeah. You didn't just put it back in, did you?
Game
No,
of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of fucking Thrones.
Really? Oh, I'm well looking forward to
Oh, no,
seeing
Game of
the new
Thrones
one.
is
I
still
watched
wicked.
the first season, and every time I've gone back to watch the second season, I've started the first season again, gone, oh, this is fucking wicked, wicked, wicked. Get 4 episodes through the second season and just go, oh, I'm so bored.
Oh, it gets
and
better
stop
again.
watching. Yeah, but that's the problem.
I've never
I don't
seen
watch
a
TV.
single episode of Game of Thrones. I'm like the only person on the planet.
It's
I,
well good.
I really enjoy it.
It's well good.
I'm sure it's great. It's
I think
just
you
that
would,
I need to
but-
leave my house sometimes,
Yeah, exactly.
and there's just too much of it. It's
And
just tough.
I don't like sitting in front of TV and just watching shit for hours and hours and hours. And films are just about the line. I can watch a 2-hour film at home. However, watching box sets and box sets and box sets, I just get really annoyed with myself.
And yet you have no problem whatsoever consuming 30 plus hours of internet gaming television.
Because it's
a
like
week.
10-minute snippets. I sit there and watch like Giant Bomb videos that may be 8 hours long or whatever, but it's on in the background and I'm not paying attention. Something like Game of Thrones, you have to pay attention. It's because I have a personal thing where I can't not be doing something productive constantly.
I'm
You've
the same.
seen it.
I'm the same, but I watch a lot of TV shows in the background. I treat them like radio.
Yeah. And I can do
I
that
look
with
up when
certain
someone
things.
dies or takes their kit off, and other than that,
I think the most TV I've ever watched was probably this week with Kimmy, because we were getting drunk and watching anime. But there was another thing more important there. We were getting drunk.
priorities.
Productive.
What are you watching then? What anime?
We were watching Psycho Pass.
That's a fucking good anime.
It's really good.
You get points there.
I did
I mean,
start
it's
to
no
watch.
Naruto.
I did start.
I've nearly finished this lollipop, and the stick might go in your eye.
I did start to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
That is also amazing. Watch that through.
but I got annoyed because I love Full Metal Alchemist, the original series, which is very much a one-on-one telling of the manga, as far as I understand it.
The original series is wildly inaccurate to the manga. The Brotherhood is much
really?
more accurate. Yeah,
Or maybe I've misinterpreted it. Maybe one's okay. Maybe I need to watch Brotherhood then.
Brotherhood gets really, really good because where the original one kind of just peters off into weirdness, the Brotherhood goes off into the actual plotline because basically the original anime was done before they'd finished the story.
That's right. Yes. How did I forget that? Okay.
I don't know, but it's shocking.
Disgraceful.
Doesn't everyone know these things?
You damn crap weeboo, you.
Weeaboo.
Yeah, I
Is
said
it
I've drunk a
Weeaboo or
lot.
Weeboo? I've always been
Weeaboo.
Is it?
Don't look at me.
Fair enough. For me, this year I've dropped off on Once Upon a Time. Mm-hmm.
It
gets
sounded like a
bad.
shit premise anyway.
It's really good up to like the middle of the 3rd series or something,
There's-
and then it just drops drastically. Like,
It just has nice costumes.
I mean,
It's-
it's been going long enough now. I don't need to worry about earlier spoilers. But
Yeah.
basically, when they leave the town, they should just permanently stay gone and just leave it there.
Yeah.
They should never come back.
The thing about Once Upon a Time is they actually do some they do some interesting tweaking with kind of classic fairy tale, largely shit Disney's done, but classic fairy tale shit. It was enjoyable, and I had a real grinding point with it because they keep using a couple of things like true love and other bits of bullshit to kind of make the story flow. But then
to be
you
fair,
kind of
fairy
go,
tale
oh,
tropes.
it's fairy tale. They're sticking actually quite rigidly.
Yeah,
to
it's
the fairy
tropes of
tale
fairy
thing.
tales, yeah.
But in the last season and kind of in the season before that, they were just cramming so much in that there was no time for anyone to act. Like a character would come on, they just go, "Oh, huge amount of information, pretty costume, away we go to the next thing." It's just like I'm done with this.
And
It's a shame.
And you're
See,
saying this as someone who's cosplayed.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I've completely given up on Arrow as well, just because there was a point where it was enjoyable enough. It's always been a bit soapy. I say a bit soapy. He's always been quite soapy.
It's always been how many people can he have a romantic interest in? As the thing tying everything together. How many?
It's basically because he's fit.
He is.
He is.
He is. And he's a very, very lovely man. If you ever follow him on social media and stuff, he's exceedingly lovely and personable. And that's one of the things that draws people in. But whoever's writing the plot just kind of went, is there any female character he hasn't shagged yet? We need to introduce more female characters. We've run out.
But
and that's getting tedious.
This season has just destroyed it. It's too soapy. There's the story itself isn't that interesting.
They're stretching. It's just that I've forgotten the guy's name, but the guy playing Damien Dark, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah, him.
He is incredible. He wasn't in it, then I probably would have stopped watching it.
No, fair enough.
Because I read an article that sort of explained it a little bit. It's part of it is Olicity, which is the coupling of Oliver and
Felicity Smoke.
That's the one.
Oh dear God, really?
They started making Oracle jokes at least now, and they put her in a wheelchair and behind a computer screen. So,
but she's not Oracle.
They at least acknowledge that they were ripping it off.
Does she become Oracle, or does she?
No, Overwatch. But they say, the name Oracle.
I thought
already
Oracle
taken.
Was
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, they make jokes about it because they're basically acknowledging the fact that they're ripping off Oracle.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So I was reading a thing on it saying it's not going to get any better because they're not going to have access to any of the cool Arrow villains because a lot of them are so wrapped up in Justice League and like other superhero properties.
But they keep using Batman characters and villains in Arrow.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, it's because, to be fair, Arrow universe doesn't fight.
They're all archers.
Villains. Yeah.
It's like in Arrow, like they're all archers, and then in Flash, they're all Captain something. And in order to broaden both shows, they've just basically gone, where are all the cool villains? They're in Batman. We'll just nick those villains.
So is Deathstroke a Batman villain then?
Predominantly. More than he is an Arrow one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, fair enough.
I would say.
And
this is what you get when you get most of your education from the TV and not the comics. Because, God, there's too many comics. Fuck them.
Oh, there is. But talking about DC,
yeah,
one show I kind of fallen off because of what Captain Sickbeard themes as entropy is Gotham. Like, Gotham was amazing for the first couple of seasons.
The second series sucks.
And the second season killed me.
I really enjoyed it.
Nah,
I've got behind on it.
They're just really...
I need to watch it.
It's Hugo Strange.
No, I didn't get that far.
The household I'm in is a Batman household, and Gotham is wrong, and therefore not to be watched.
I like what they did.
And I want to watch it, so that's a good cause of argument.
I kind of like the way they've kind of reimagined all the villains and the way the city works. It's not like the comics at all. It's
I dislike the fact that all the villains start in Gotham. The idea is that Batman comes along, and because of the existence of Batman, the crazy is drawn to Gotham. He is a magnet for these other forces that want to put themselves up against him as an equal.
Balance,
and by making all of the villains basically exist before Batman, because he's still a kid and he hasn't got the cowl yet. They've kind of ruined the way Gotham works. They've just made Gotham made of crazy rather than him bringing the crazy.
But then it makes Gordon a really fucking cool character.
Well, Gordon's supposed to be the main character. He's not supposed to have...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. He's
Bruce in
a
it,
very cool character.
They needed to come up with more things, because they can come up with their own characters. Penguin works because Penguin's obviously older than Batman, so he should be there. Yeah. So that works fine. And they came up with Moody and Fish, and she was amazing. So they can clearly come up with their own characters. They didn't need to origin everything else in the world. They didn't bring in
Scarecrow very early.
No, it's one of those things. Like I think the idea is, some of them they're trying too hard. Like what's the name, Firebug, and Mr. Freeze. Like they've come
that storyline is really boring me now. I'm just sick of Mr. Freeze. And I don't think it's done very well at all. I don't find it entertaining.
Actually, I stand corrected. Actually, the Scarecrow intro they do is actually quite... It's cool because it's actually the father of Scarecrow.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been by putting them all in Gotham.
Yeah.
It kind of ruins the overall structure of the...
However, you got this other thing going on that as Gotham gets more and more crazy, you're starting to see the Bruce character also slowly turning into Batman. You're starting to see more and more of Batman in the young Bruce, which is quite cool.
So they've reversed it. He's picking up the crazy from Gotham.
Yeah.
Rather than him drawing the crazy.
Yeah, he's sort of reacting to it. Yeah, because a lot of it, it's all so much of it is tied into the Wayne's murders.
Which is obviously a least a less cliche way of doing it.
Yeah, I
I'm still really
I do
enjoying
like
it.
Gotham. I just acknowledge it's wrong, and it has to be sort of deemed an alternate universe.
But that's the
like,
same.
separate
That's the
pocket.
same
I
with
think
all
it
the
is.
all the films and TV stuff. It's kind of. I mean, Flash isn't doing too bad a job about being kind of really comic booky and like sticking as close as it can to some of the comics. I've been told. I haven't read the Flashes myself, but the Marvel comic universe in film and the DC stuff, it's all. It's all adapted as well as it can be. You can't take directly from the comics because it doesn't work. It just won't work.
No, it wouldn't, and I do enjoy a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's
so I
just,
think you got to treat
I just
most
know
of it
like
the same way you're
various.
treating Gotham.
Oh, I do.
Oh, good.
It's just that the rest of my household
Right. Okay.
is-
Fair enough.
covered in Batman tattoos and just gets really fucking angry whenever I put Gotham on the telly, but won't let me watch it when not there. So I basically have to wait until he wants to watch Gotham, which he doesn't want to watch, in order for me to be allowed to watch it. And then he just bitches through the whole thing, which is exactly what I do about pretty much everything else we watch.
But it's not fair because it's happening to you.
Exactly.
Do you know what I haven't dropped off?
What's that?
Motherfucking Grimm. Oh, I love that show. Anyway, move on. Chris, what have you been dropping off?
I'm very selective about the shows that I watch, and I generally watch them through. But there is one show that I actually did decide to stop watching, and that was Supernatural. Because it was really good, and then it carried on, 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 and oh my god, that
Then they
doesn't
had
end.
Leviathans.
It's still freaking going. Oh my word. I just got bored of it. I mean, it's cool. They do imagine up new stuff, and there's interesting little story arcs, but I just got bored of the same characters. That's it.
Fair
really.
enough.
I stopped watching.
Shit, I've just thought of one that I fell off of and then got back into.
What's that?
Charmed.
Oh, I like Charmed.
Charmed was loads of fun.
It was loads of fun because it was three
Rose
sexy
McGowan.
witches. That's the
Rose
reason why I came back to it.
It's on every day on like daytime telly.
It's amazing when Rose McGowan comes back. It comes into the show. It's so good
Just
because
need to
she's
edit
so fit.
the entire series down so it's just
Yeah,
shots.
fuck Shannon Doherty. She can fuck off.
It's just Rose McGowan. She just is.
Yeah, completely agree with
Do you know what I
Bex.
can also include in this list is The Big Bang Theory. I used to watch The
It was
Big Bang
shit from the
Theory.
start. It was so shit. It's so shit.
Yeah,
I saw one episode and that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You
You're right, it
motherfucker.
is.
You have been
Yeah.
starting to watch How I Met Your Mother again,
Which I still love.
and it's so bad.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It is terrible. Like it is terrible American comedy ass American comedy.
And by American comedy, you mean contains no comedy.
I like the writing. They do a lot of very clever episodes. Like the writing is while in terms of comedy, it can sometimes be lacking. They do a lot of like really interesting narrative things that I actually I enjoy watching.
You like a soap opera. I've realised this.
He watches Hollyoaks when you're not around.
No.
VR headset, earphones.
He's
in,
not denying
Hollyoaks.
it. He's just rubbing his legs slightly. It's very disconcerting.
Doing that prostate tickle he did from earlier as well.
I'm going to need counselling.
Again?
Always. Every time I come around here, actually, I don't know what the common denominator is.
Him.
Taz.
Hello. It's got to be said, kind of watching it back now, there's a lot of shit that I'll see in an episode, still talking about How I Met Your Mother, that I'll watch and go, do you know, that's kind of jacked. You know, there'll be sort of weirdly racy, sexy, whatever bits, so just kind of, but they also do a really good job of pointing out how a lot of it's kind of gross as well.
What do you mean?
For instance, like Barney, the Barney character, he is just the ultimate.
Misogynic.
Yeah, exactly. He's
twat
the
bag.
ultimate character.
Yeah.
But they stick a lot
Joe.
in there that it's just kind of, dude, that's kind of and it's a lot of it is some of it's not played for laughs, some of it's just kind of passed by. But
A lot of it's really rapey.
what Barney? Oh yeah, absolutely. But
American comedy.
Yay! But like I say, I still really like the writing. The story itself is engaging enough. I don't mind the characters, even though most of them are dicks. But then I write a lot of dicks, so
Heard that about you.
You write on a lot of
Just
dicks.
like
Oh.
dick.
yes,
That's it, basically.
dick. I'm trying to think. I think that's about it that I've dropped off recently. It's just Arrow, Once Upon a Time, and back in the day. I think the reason I started watching Big Bang Theory in the first place is because How I Met Your Mother. I'd been watching that for a while beforehand. And that's kind of it's another one of those kind of comedies. And then it just got to a point where you're watching it, just going, alright, it's actually quite nice seeing that actress. She's pretty good, but the rest of you go fuck yourselves. Which I can't remember her name. The Sheldon's girlfriend, whatever the actress is.
Oh, the one that's actually a neuroscientist.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I can't remember her name.
I actually genuinely enjoy watching her, but fuck the rest of them.
Cool. Thank you, Don, for that one. Who's up next?
I've stopped watching Blacklist.
Blacklist. I don't know what that
Did you watch
is.
that?
No.
It was one of those it was like a crime boss that had teamed up with the FBI, and he gave them a different name of something each week, and it was I've
I've
forgotten
never
the
even
actor.
heard of it.
An amazing actor who's the
Blacklist, is that not Burn List or? No. Okay, sorry.
I'm
not-
sure it's called Black. Don't confuse me.
Not the one that features Bruce Campbell.
No, that's
No.
Burn Notice.
That's Burn Notice,
And there's
right,
no
okay,
reason to fall off of that show because it has Bruce,
Bruce
motherfucking
Campbell.
Campbell in it. To be fair, the only redeeming quality of the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, you just look up when he comes on the screen because he's
Or
Bruce
you
Campbell.
you watch the film they made of Burn Notice, feature-length film, which is the origin story of Bruce Campbell's character.
Yes, I've
It's
seen that.
fucking awesome.
I still haven't seen it.
I've got it on my computer, completely legally.
Did you used to watch Jack of All Trades?
Yes.
Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
I can't believe that got canned. That was amazing.
That shouldn't have got canned.
That was more quality than all the other shows that we've discussed combined, I think.
Definitely.
And
Which
more
one, sorry?
historically accurate. Jack of All Trades.
I haven't even
You never
heard
seen
of it.
that?
No.
It's where is it set? I can't even remember because it's so historically inaccurate that I forget what country it's even set in.
Oh, I can't remember either.
It's supposed to be like in colonial revolution or France or somewhere.
Yeah, some like Western European country.
And he's basically a
Might be
Zorro
Spain.
type character who's also a bit of a pervert.
Oh shit, guys! But what about that Penny Dreadful shit, though?
I haven't
What
seen
about
that yet.
that Penny Dreadful shit, though? That shit's amazing. Watch Penny Dreadful.
I've
Just
been meaning
seriously
to watch that.
watch. Bex, have you seen it?
I haven't. I should have.
Tom,
I haven't.
have you seen it?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Fucking
it's
brilliant.
right
That's
up
what
my
I'm
street.
talking about.
I really
I'm
wanna
fucking.
look at it.
It's dude. Eva Green and Josh. I believe it's Josh Hartnett and Timothy Dalton. And
Okay.
And yeah, it's Victorian. Heather sort of came in one day and said, "Are you watching a period drama?" It's like, nah. I'm watching all Victorian horrors in one. This shit is top. You
Not
need to
even
get
heard
onto
of it.
You need to get onto it. It's short seasons. I think it's like 10 episodes, hour a piece. There's only 2 seasons so far.
Cool.
It is awesome. Fucking awesome.
You've been watching Orphan Black.
No, I haven't.
You should be watching Orphan Black.
Should
That's
I?
amazing. So
I
it's
mean, I've
BBC
heard-
America and BBC UK combined together doing cyberpunk cloning
What the
conspiracy.
fuck is this?
Orphan Black is
Right.
there's like basically most of the characters are played by one woman, and she's so good that you forget it's all her because she's playing clones of herself against like the corporation that made them.
You have
This
this
shit's like-
cyberpunk, hun.
This shit's on Netflix
It
as well,
is.
isn't it? It's on Netflix as well, isn't it?
I think so.
Shit, right, okay,
Right,
cool.
right.
I can watch that legally like
It's-
I do everything else watch legally.
It's
Cool.
seriously well written, and it's only short seasons. There's only like sort of like 10 episodes kind of thing. Cause it's just like a
Brilliant.
BBC collaborative thing. But like at the end of every season, you go, they can't possibly fuck shit up anymore, and that they can't possibly make that bigger. And then they just have some little reveal at the end of the season. You're like, oh my god, that's all on fire. These people are all dead. They just don't care. If they need to kill someone, they kill someone. Need to progress the plot by doing something crazy, they will just do something crazy. And I don't know how long they're going to run it for, but so far, each season they have continued to put in like new awesome stuff.
Cool. I might
Seriously.
finally watch
Yeah,
it
look
then.
that up.
Because, I mean, I've seen descriptions on it, online, and it's just like, oh, yeah, well, this is the thing in which stuff happens. And then people have said, oh, dude, you need to be watching Orphan Black. Well, why do I need to be watching
it's
Orphan
hard
Black?
to describe it.
Please, you'll love it. Huh? Yeah.
It is hard to describe because there's characters that seem like they're kind of boring at the beginning or seem like they're fairly like just people and you're like, oh, why is this? And then just like shit will hit the fan and it will just go crazy and you'll be like, yeah, I just did not see that coming.
Awesome.
And some of it's quite funny as well in places, although exceedingly dark and evil, but also quite funny.
Wicked. Well, I mean, we're sort of hitting the between season time of American television where
we all like go outside and see what daylight looks like.
yeah, only now I won't, because now I will have oh god damn, what's the sci-fi one that I love? Oh shit!
Expanse, Killjoys.
No, it's actually from the Sci-Fi Channel.
So both
Defiance.
Defiance.
Oh, Defiance.
Fucking
right.
adore Defiance.
Defiance is finished now. Have you not finished it?
What? Hang on. The last season was the last season.
With the flight, with the space and the.
The space and the aliens.
Well, I
and the
don't want to
thing.
give away spoilers.
That was the end.
Defiance.
That was the end.
What? But
Are you watching Killjoys or Expanse?
I'm watching neither of those.
Well, start watching those and stop looking forlorn. Killjoys is bounty hunters in space,
Okay, cool.
and Expanse is based on the Expanse book series,
I don't know the Expanse,
which is
series.
cyberpunk.
Wicked. All right, cool, sweet.
Watch. There you go.
Seriously, Defiance.
I
is done?
learned your Defiance is done.
Shit, they could come back from. Oh, that's not fair. That's
No,
because
they got no money. Their money was being put into other properties instead. It was a decision.
Oh, but it was so good. That last season was incredible.
It was.
Ah, fine. All right, whatever.
Sorry.
Orphan Black and
Please don't cry.
Killjoys and some shit. Well,
This conversation
I can't
has
promise
just
anything.
deleted the next year of my life.
Yeah, you're feeling that too, aren't you?
You can thank me later when you're all got jaundice and no vitamin D because you've been outside.
I've got rickets.
Here we
I'll
go.
bring you around some
It's now
lollipops.
time for brown gums and parenthetical legs. Wicked.
Right, next topic.
Yeah.
Thank
let's do
Dom
it.
for that one.
All right, I've got one from the host.
What we got?
Your cure for hiccups.
There are no cure for hiccups.
There are 2 cures for hiccups.
No.
Oh,
I have one that works for me.
Ah, well, okay, subjective cures, that's fine. Or personal cures.
I hold my breath as deeply as possible. Like, I breathe in until it hurts and I can't breathe in anymore. Then I hold it until it hurts and I can't hold it anymore. And then I make a point of when I breathe again, I breathe out really slowly and I breathe in really slowly. And that concentration on breathing slowly when you're trying to fight the urge to breathe really quickly kills my hiccups.
I'm wondering if it's just kind of a reaction to the evasion of death. Like, your body's going,
maybe.
oh, guys, we might be about to die here. So cut off that hiccup shit. We don't need that anymore. That's
The
done.
only problem
That's
with
done.
it is I can't be interrupted while I'm doing it. Like,
Right.
someone will ask me a question, I'm like... like
See, the thing is with cures for hiccups is I've gone through a multitude of them. I've been given many cures, and the first couple of times I use them, they will work. But after the first couple of times, dunzo. That doesn't work anymore. Even the one that featured on QI, this is the one scientific cure they found for hiccups, which is digital anal manipulation.
That was going to be one of mine. Digital anal massage.
first couple
and
of
you
times.
didn't even see it on QI.
No,
you just like that anyway.
I thought in my bedroom.
That first couple of times did it worked a treat, but it no longer works. Actually,
Although he will do his best trying.
there are a
Any excuse.
couple of guys I work with in the theatre industry. There's a story of them. They go way back anyway, and I met them later on, and then a couple of years ago, I was told a story of they'd met up for meals for a meal in Milton Keynes. And one of them got the hiccups. So the other one, who's just famous for just being filthy and awful and terrible, just dived across, thrust his hands down the back of his trousers, and stuck his finger up his arse
Oh, whoa.
in the middle of a restaurant, which is like, bravo. Bravo for that.
That'll cure it.
But it's got to be said, the guy who did the diving and fingering, he's also the sort of person that when you're in like working in intimate positions, like you're doing kind of something that needs like a couple of pairs of hands, if you're focused on something, he's the one that when you next look up, you're likely to see him just holding his testicles there going, he's fucking wonderful. I love that dude. I really do.
And his testicles.
That personally hasn't happened to me yet.
Oh, what a shame. The only other cure that I know is 100% proof is play a brass instrument for about 10 years of your life as a child.
Oh, and you no longer get hiccups?
I don't get hiccups at all.
Oh, really?
I will have
Amazing.
one and go, oh, I hiccuped. And then that'll be it. I honestly don't get them. So
I envy
strong
you.
diaphragm.
Envy you so deeply.
I'll envy you so deeply with some digital
massage. Yay! What you got for a Specs with a mouthful of apple?
Look, this is healthier than the lollipop, all right?
Fair point.
Punk cast, motherfucker. She's eating an apple.
I need to eat, you slave drivers. I had to go to your kitchen and get this fruit from your fruit bowl by myself.
I brought you a glass for your lemonade.
You did. You did.
Taz is playing a tiny.
It's the world's largest wankers playing the world's smallest violin.
Yeah! Bravo.
So have you got any cures for hiccups?
No, not really. I get hiccups for ages, though. And then just people try and make me talk or laugh. I normally get them by laughing.
Yeah.
And then I just get hiccups, and then I have hiccups for just like hours and hours and hours. Normally, like when I'm trying to say really important, poignant things in like some kind of meeting or something. And it's just interspersed with these small squeaks, like someone treading on a mouse sporadically.
Can you all do your hiccup for me then? Bex? I want to hear
It comes out
I don't
different
know.
every time.
No, because if I pretend to hiccup, guaranteed I'll then be hiccuping the rest of the day. I'm not tempting fate like that. That's just dangerous.
Oh, shit. Chris?
Chris.
No, I can't.
Give us your
Can't
hiccup.
fake it. No.
Of course you can.
It comes out
You're
different.
such
It
perverts.
comes out different
Yeah,
every time.
I'm getting off on this.
Sometimes it's really loud. Sometimes it's silent.
I have
'cause, like-
proven myself quite useful at stopping other people's hiccups. I've got two primary methods.
Terrifying them with your finger being the main one.
I've personally not done that one to anyone yet. No, I've got two methods that I've used that have proved like effective. Which one I'll be face on with them, having a conversation, letting them hiccup, sort of talking, making them reply, and then I'll wait until they're talking to me, and the second they hiccup, I'll just kind of give them a like palm strike in the chest, and they're just like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And that seems to do it.
Not now. The listeners will be expecting it.
I was about to joke
And-
you gut punch them, but no, it's pretty close.
Yeah, not far off.
Palm strike to the sternum. below the heart. That's the important thing. Between the heart and the diaphragm.
You're going to wind them.
Yeah, no, it's not hard enough to win them. And the other one I do is I play Guess the Hiccup, which is I make them concentrate so much on the hiccups because I'm concentrating on when I think they're going to hiccup. so we play this game so as we're going along, and then I'll just go now, and then miss it, and then I'll miss it pretty much every time. But after a while, like maybe after sort of half a minute or so, it kind of does the job.
How do you know that's not just when it stops anyway?
I don't.
You're just peer pressuring them into not hiccuping by just making it a thing and
Yeah.
putting social anxiety on them.
But it works.
I've noticed weird things with stuff like people hiccup in their own particular way and things, and people sneeze in their own particular way, and my sister sneezes 3 times. 3 small sneezes.
Every time.
Every time, consistently, and she'll
I
sit
knew
and wait
somebody
for the
did
third
that,
one.
yeah.
And she's had a kid, and her little one has inherited her 3 sneezes. So now there's 2 of them.
It's hereditary.
So yeah, sneezing 3 times exactly, 3 small sneezes in a row is hereditary, and I found that quite interesting, and also funny.
You should write a paper and name it, that phenomenon.
It'd be quite a boring paper. I kind of regret bringing it up at all. I'm going to go back to eating my apple.
That's a Bex sneeze.
Wait a sec. As you brought up sneezing, I'll see if I can find it quickly.
Dead air.
Okay, so you know the whole thing about people. Have you encountered anyone, or do you do it yourselves, where like to make yourself sneeze, you can look at the light
Oh,
yeah, that
that's-
happens to me.
That's Rita, my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you, yeah.
I've
Ever
never
since I
heard
was
of
a
it.
child.
This is-
Photosensitive
If you ever look up
sneezing,
into the
yeah.
sky, sneeze.
Yeah, this is it's a thing. Like, I don't have it personally, but other people do.
Yeah.
How have I never heard of it?
There's a scientific name for it.
Yeah,
Would you
there
like
is.
to hear it?
Yeah, go for it.
Autosomal dominant compelling helio-ophthalmic outburst syndrome, or ACHOO.
Backronym, motherfucker. Backronym.
That is a
Love
scientist
that
that
shit.
wanted to be in a band. That is.
Yeah, does that cover hiccups? I mean, you tuba player, Tommy the tuber over there.
I don't have cures because I don't get hiccups. Like, I don't get them.
Take up an instrument. There you go. That's a cure.
Yeah. Go back in time to when you were 8 and convince your younger self to play the tuba.
Yeah, my
Good luck
piano
to you.
lessons didn't do the job. I am disappointed.
Good luck convincing a kid to play tuba. I don't know how I did it.
So, I mean, the first cure I was ever taught was drink a glass of water upside down. Now, I imagine the first couple of times this worked is because I didn't do it well or correctly
Yeah.
at all.
It plays
Because
havoc on your
choking.
ankles.
Because essentially what you do is you take like a glass of water and then you just sort of bend over and drink it sort of more or less upside down. The first couple of times I tried it, it all went up my nose. So I imagine the fact I was almost drowning
Yeah.
just kind of
It's the
pushed
anti-death response.
Yeah, exactly.
So you punch, you put fingers in people, you punch them in the
or
sternum,
make them drown.
or you drown them. Are you sure you weren't confusing your hiccup cure book with your modern torture methods book?
Waterboarding.
Yeah, you know what's
the
got
ultimate
hiccups?
cure for hiccups.
Beheading.
That cures a lot of things,
That
actually.
cures everything.
Politics, especially.
No one's feeling bad after a beheading.
So after a while, I started getting that right, and that worked for a little while. And then there was the holding the breath thing that you do, Chris, and
The dying.
that doesn't work.
But you have to do it to extremes.
They're all based on dying because you're supposed to jump out around corners and scare people as well. Again, it's just basically an excuse to try and kill people.
Doesn't explain the bum fingering though.
Nothing ever explains your bum fingering.
I believe my orgasms do. Thank you very much. Cool. Did that cover that? Shall we move on to the next one?
I think so.
Who's next?
Thank you, host. I think it's me, isn't
Tom,
it?
do you want to take something from the something pot? Oh, it's the community chest.
Community chest.
Community chest.
Yeah, we don't call it Pol Pot anymore, do we?
No, not since it's a chest.
Anyway, this one's from Kiwi Dave.
Hey!
Oh.
I haven't had one from him for a bit.
No, we haven't. Hello, Kiwi Dave. How's it going, mate?
Hope you're still listening. So,
I'm
Jesus,
sure he's not.
Jesus returns to Earth. How would you kill him? I like that.
Is this as a zombie or as kind of the second coming of Christ type thing? Because that's two different scenarios. I'd kill him differently depending on which one.
Or if he just gets off a UFO.
Yeah, like with E.T. and Michael Jackson or something.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if it's off a spaceship, nukes. Just nuke that shit. Like we don't need that shit. That's fine. Oh, we're doing fine by ourselves, guys. We don't need your alien bullshit over here. As you can see, the world is. Never mind. We're going to nuke you anyway. But
That
zombie
sounds like
Jesus.
anti-immigration. If they come down in a UFO, I mean, you have to at least hear the case.
Yeah, no, yeah, fair enough.
Like, you know,
Zombie Jesus, however, crowbar.
I think, you know, a nice,
Liberal application of crowbar. Maximum beans.
I think get some nice vinyl records from hipsters and then use it to, like, frisbee them and behead it. Thus getting rid of some of the hipsters and the zombie Jesus.
Two birds.
But okay, so what about the actual Christ? The Christ.
There's only one way you can really do it. You have to steal a road maintenance lorry for the tar, break into a farm, and just send a horde of flaming pigs at the farm.
Might take a little bit of prep work.
You know.
Not gonna lie.
Mate, nobody said this shit was going to be easy.
Oh no, it's
That's
Christ.
it.
I mean, for Christ's sake, it's Christ.
Would he just forgive you for killing him? I don't know.
Do you know what? I think just sort of being on Earth would just do it. Anyway, you get back down here. It's
You'd be like, what the fuck did you do to my book, man?
He just gets so depressed that he just commits suicide.
Oh, we could like.
he gets down here, sees constant reminders of the way he died.
Yeah. I was going to say, we can all hold little crucifixes and everyone just waves about him going,
I've got it. We'll just show him everything that Mel Gibson ever did in his career, and he'll just kill himself because it's depressing as well.
He'll go to the nearest B&Q.
Nail himself up. Excuse me, mate. Got any 2x4? Oh yeah.
Dude, what are you doing to my shed?
Yeah,
But
it's
isn't
all-
it? What's that? What Neil on the Young Ones said? It's like you can't crucify yourself, man. There's no way you can hammer in the last nail.
I need to rewatch
Automation.
the Young Ones.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Love.
It has been a while. Yeah, no, I do you know what? I think we've already set up Jesus to fail quite nicely. There's no way he can come down here and just go, oh,
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
forget the shit we've done.
very nice.
How did you interpret that thing I said? You're a fucking idiot, mate.
It really was. Blessed are the cheesemakers.
Yeah, no, I personally, if I was going to do it personally, I'd probably do it slowly. It'd be a matter
Very
of...
personally.
Yeah. Very personally. It'd be a matter of, it'd be done over years. It would be turning up, kind of carrying a cross and like wearing a crown of thorns and always having vinegar on me and a spear. And,
What's the vinegar for?
oh, because
Did I miss
it was while he was on the cross, in order to prolong people's lives, they would kind of give them sponges with water, but for Christ, apparently they gave him a sponge covered in vinegar.
So you just make him walk past a local chippy or something, and the smell would bring back like PTSD like memories.
Oh God, he would, wouldn't he? He'd totally have PTSD.
Yeah,
Excellent. Yeah. So I mean, it'd be a campaign over years.
you're a horrible person.
I am a terrible person.
We are talking about killing the saviour. We're all horrible people.
Oh, do you know what? If we're going to split hairs about killing something that didn't exist, then we could just stop the podcast now.
Yeah, we could get into that and say, "What? We're horrible people. Have you read what they got up to?"
Do you know what? I'll have a hive of manticores. And I'll invite them over to see my bees, and then, oh, surprise, they're manticores! Oh, you're dead, Jesus!
What's the collective noun for a horde of manticores?
An evisceration.
A bastard of Manticores.
Fuck Charlie.
An oh no of manticores.
And it would just be a oh no of. You'd never get to finish the sentence.
I've got the photoshopped album art for tonight.
Yeah,
Yay!
All with top
I'm
hats.
helping.
all the top
And
hats,
little
definitely.
capes.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be very selective about the manticore art you use, and you know exactly why I'm going to be very selective about it, because there's only one manticores,
Yeah.
and there's my manticores.
Yeah. Yeah, he wrote a book once. It's
The
not out yet.
manticores feature heavily. They're fun.
You need to
is
put that fucking shit out.
Oh, I will as soon as Amazon allows multiple fonts.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
otherwise it'll need an extensive rewrite. Okay, here we go. One from the...
Thank you, by the way, Kiwi Dave.
Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Tom, most memorable parties.
Oh, shit.
Is that not kind
That's
of
an oxymoron.
Thank you. You got there just before me. That is absolutely an oxymoron. Apart from you, non-drinking Missy, because you remember all.
Well, I couldn't remember what we talked about on the last podcast, so
Yeah, fair dues. Most memorable parties. That's got to.
I don't know why I put that in. That's a shit topic.
Well, no, I mean it's one depending on who was here. If it was like a collection of people that we've all been to exactly the same parties for the past 5.5 years.
I need to get a new group of friends.
we love you.
I think, actually, one for me, just purely because there's documented video evidence on YouTube, is from Armageddon. Because Björn, our friend, made a film trailer for the party we just had. And it was a Christmas Eve cheese and wine night, where it was also celebrating my girlfriend's birthday because she was born on Christmas Day. And there's all this big epic building music. And there's just like me thrusting a cake in front of the camera and this kind of stuff. And it's a lot of people looking very scared and very inebriated.
Yeah, there's a bit of me walking menacingly down the hall-ish. I smile towards the end, it breaks
Brilliant.
You're not a method actor.
in. I am not a method actor.
Well, Björn did us proud.
Yeah, I've got to see that. That sounds.
Did he put it on YouTube?
I think so, from Armageddon, the unrelieved.
Yeah, sorry, dude, go for it.
No, well, I mean, obviously there's the sawmill, but the one that.
Oh, that kind of
As a
sums.
blurry horror.
5-year party.
That
No,
sums
to me,
it up.
that's still a relatively recent discovery. The one that pops into my head is one of the earliest house parties at the place I owned, like at my original flat. And I think it's probably because of that it sticks in my head the most. But it wasn't so much the party as an event that happened at the party where I nearly tore off Andy's ear, which was amusing.
Oh, was that?
And there was blood on my carpet for about a year and a half.
Oh, that's where you had to go to hospital and get super glued back.
Well, no,
Or
we took him to the hospital.
First of all, preface this was how he got his ear nearly ripped off.
We were just sort of play. Well, I say we were nearly we were sort of play fighting.
You were fighting.
I was pissed and dived on him basically.
Okay.
Sort of tried to like pile drive him. and
Pile driving Andy's got to be pretty hard.
It failed completely. That's what happened. We just crashed into a bookcase. And so we ended up walking. No, we got the bus. We got the bus up to the Pru, and we went in and we waited for like 20 minutes. Wasn't that long a wait actually? But when we went up to the counter and I said, "Okay, what's wrong with you?" And he went, "Oh yeah, I kind of did this to my ear." And they went, "Oh, that's nothing. Come back. We can like sew it shut or whatever in the morning." And we're like, "Oh, well, we kind of wasted that entire journey." By that point, the buses had stopped, so we had to walk from there back to my place. But we sort of hitchhiked. So we came out and we were hitchhiking back. And but the thing is, the driver that picked us up, nice guy, like fair enough that he picked us up, drove us about 2 minutes down the road and dropped us off again because he was going a different way. We're like, "Oh, okay, thanks. We'll walk from here then."
Still, that's quite nice, yeah.
So we got back near the end of the party, but yeah, no, it's good.
I think for me, like, memorable, yes. Cool, definitely not. At university, I lived with a bunch of nerds. And one of them is probably listening now, so I'm going to say, hello, John. You're right, mate. We used to throw house parties every now and again, but they were pretty nerdy. We just, a few rooms with different music in, just a bunch of people hanging out. It was more a gathering more than anything. This one party, we had bought a lot of lightsabers beforehand.
Okay.
And spent most of the party fighting in one of my mate's rooms, to the point where we destroyed, I think it was 4 toy lightsabers.
Are we talking prop replicas here, or just cheap ones? Because I don't want to get angry at you.
No, they were about, I think they were like between 20 and 30 quid. We bought them from a comic book store and just thrashed each other all night. We ended up with bruises all down our arms, all this kind of stuff.
They're the ones like telescope out when you flick them.
This is how nerdy this party was. We ended it by doing we were all drunk and wasted and we couldn't think of anything to do and we couldn't move because we were all so drunk. So we were playing a trivia game where you had to make up questions, and I can't remember what it was. And we decided the topic was going to be Counter-Strike maps.
Okay.
And so it was basically name this Counter-Strike map by this particular position you could be in and see this thing. And it was so bad.
Oh, wow.
It was so nerdy.
You have a look of longing in your eyes,
There's video evidence on YouTube as well.
I was going to say, before you brought up Counter-Strike, that sounded almost like Pot Topic the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there was this one incident when I was, below drinking age. Went to a house party, and it's kind of one of those where I've told the story so many times that a lot of it is actually lost to memory. Apart from the story, I don't know how much of it has become exaggerated or whatnot. But it's one of those occasions, and I think there's only been sort of 2 or 3 times where it's happened where someone thought it was a good idea. It's like, rather than putting all our drinks in the fridge, what we'll do is we'll fill the bath full of ice and we'll all store the drinks in there. There was a massive queue for the bathroom always. So
sounds like frat party stuff.
Yeah.
It was not frat party. Like the one particular incident that stood out on this occasion was there was a queue for the bathroom. Someone was in there. I can't even remember if they're throwing up or pissing or shitting or whatever. But like there were people there waiting for the toilet. There are people there waiting for their drinks, and like we're all in a queue. And I'm just chatting to someone, and there's a door off to one side, and there's a couple quite obviously and quite loudly, offensively loudly fucking in there. But that's fine. You know, it was just sort of like everyone's having a bit of a joke about it. Occasionally they'll shout something or whatever. But I'm just sort of talking to this dude. And at some point, there's this huge crack and a thud. And we're like, oh shit, what the fuck was... Alright, fine. And then after about sort of 30 seconds or so, the fucking continues. It's like, oh, okay, I'm sure it couldn't have been that bad. So everyone sort of carries on chatting. This is so far in the past now. I'm struggling to remember the exact sequence of events. I think what happened is I don't know if we I don't know if we even noticed that the fucking stopped again. But at some point, I definitely remember hearing a massive, like, slap and someone shouting, like, a girl shouting at someone. And then the girl opens the door, finally, and she's sort of pulling on her top. And the rest of her is closed. And there's just a dude standing there in his boxer shorts, sort of trying to put on the rest of his clothes, looking really dazed. And I sort of look in, and, like, he's standing next to a double bed. This is, like, the parents' bedroom. And the feet at the bottom, they've snapped. So the bed's at an angle.
Shit.
And everything else we got is, we talked to the dude. It's like, what happened? It's like, mate, like, I don't even know. I should have been paid. I don't know. He was just all babbling, like, obviously very, very drunk. But, it's probably worth noting at this point that there is also a desk. Was it a desk or was it a drawer? It doesn't matter. There's a surface next to an open window. Trying to figure out what's going on, I sort of look out and there's conservatory underneath. So I go down to the conservatory, and that's where, like, the stoners are all kind of just chunging it up, blowing it out the back doors and whatnot. I was like, guys, did you see anything? Did you hear anything? And it's like, oh yeah, no, like, there's totally there was someone on the roof, and then they went away. And so went back upstairs, sort of talked to this dude again. So he's finally sort of gathered himself a little bit, and it took a while. We pieced the story together. Essentially, what happened is they were fucking hard, and the bed broke. So they moved over to this desk or drawers or whatever it was via the open window.
Uh-oh.
The girl falls backwards out of the window, lands on the conservatory.
Oh my god.
At which point, she kind of climbs back in, decks him, gets dressed, and storms off.
That's a bit harsh.
That one's always stuck in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That one's, but it's kind of. I mean, I was also fucking hammered, and so my memories. But it's always been kind of something that's. Tom, I must have told you that story before.
I've never heard that one
really.
before.
It's
You just think you
absolutely
tell that
phenomenal.
story.
Yeah,
You've just brought
maybe.
back like a host of teen parties to my head.
I mean, team parties were the best, mate.
Have I ever told you the story of what happened to me when I blacked out
Nope.
drinking?
Whoa.
I wasn't, because we talked about drinking last time, and I can't remember anything I said, so I don't know if I've told
I
this
don't
one.
think so.
One of the only times I drank enough, because I did drink quite a lot as a teenager.
Yeah.
I was quite good at drinking as a hobby, I must say.
Put in my hours.
But normally I didn't really have any blackouts, no significant loss of memory.
Yeah.
There'd be a few kind of like, did I really do it? I'd generally be fine. But there's this one bit of my brain, and there's this bit of memory of about an hour and a half that's gone. And I didn't even know it was gone.
Until
Like a year later, when I was speaking to my friend, who's one of my best friends, who I love, and I said to her at the time, because this was when we were in uni, and this was a party at her parents' place, I went, I've never been in your room. And she said, yes, you have. I said, no, I haven't. I've never, ever been in your room in the whole time we've known each other. That's really weird. And she said, yeah, you spent hours in there. I was like, what are you talking about? She said, no, you were in there for hours, the last party. I was like, no. That doesn't sound right. She's like, yeah. And I was like, what did I do? And I'm like imagining all these scenarios of what terrible things I could have done. And she said, no, it was fine. You emptied all of the bookcases and the DVD cases, and you arranged everything by genre and alphabetically by...
Party fucking animal.
So I was like, so you're telling me if I drink enough that I black the fuck out, what I do is go to a room on my own
And become a librarian.
and I correctly, somehow in that state, which I can't even remember, I can correctly order by genre and director, and possibly also country, and she had fucking hundreds of books and DVDs. We're not talking like a shelf, we're talking like a room.
Wow.
Full of these things. And that's the only time I've ever blacked out. And at that point I was like, well, fuck, I'm rock and roll, aren't I?
Do you know what? Fuck that. I'd hit you. If you came into my house and started rearranging my shit, I'd put you down. I'd lay you out, hun.
I get the feeling, because she seemed well aware of what I'd been doing, that she'd come in to check on me, seeing I was basically sorting her entire room out, and then just left me to it.
Probably.
Awesome.
My other
love
favourite party was also at her house.
Yeah.
Which was a party which I do remember, where my phrase, all the women's are belong to me, originated. Where it was a New Year's Eve party, and there was a lot of drunk young uni students, and she had brought with her to this party a girl that nobody knew. who was
Mysterious
actually
lady.
Yeah, who was someone she'd known for a very long time. And this girl was a model. She was exceedingly beautiful, blonde, lovely, sweet, wonderful personality as well, but striking, gorgeous. And basically there was a house of people that wanted to sleep with her.
Yeah.
This was basically the moment she walked in the door and went, hello, everybody in the house suddenly started gravitating towards her.
I know it's a curse. I have that too.
And you well know how this works, you know, being also a beautiful, tall, leggy, blonde model.
Well,
And
The beard adds to it.
and it does actually. I'm now distracted by that.
It's very Conchita Wurst.
so I put a bag over my head. Hang on.
Not again. But basically, this beautiful woman was there, and I went up and I danced with the beautiful woman. And from this point on, everyone else in the house hated me. She said I had the softest lips in Kingston.
Oh, that is a claim to fame.
I never forget that. And
You should get that tattooed.
I had basically everybody else hated me, and I went out with her for a little bit.
Nice.
Fuck yes.
Well
Sorry, I got to nudge that.
Yeah. But and that is about the point in my life when I started saying all the women's belong to me, and
That works, man.
And I think we've got a podcast title.
I mean, there are a couple of others I could bring up, but sort of explaining the details of them gets difficult because I can either talk about those involved or talk about the things involved. And I think it's kind of more explanatory if I leave out the names and go with the things.
it's
go
less
for it.
blackmaily then.
Acid. Yeah. There have been parties I've been privy to on acid, and
Never been to one of those.
They've always been fantastic. They've there's one in particular that involved me rather hilariously beating someone with a 9-foot growth of rosebush.
No, I do remember that party.
I was starting to wonder if he was actually at a party or he was just doing the whole Faulty Towers things with the car.
No, it was
Wasn't actually that other people were there.
In my defence, it was all in the aid of making someone else like they were having a bad time with what was going on with them. So I was just being the clown to cheer them up and get
By
them out.
hitting them with a bush.
No, there's someone else with a bush. So someone.
Oh, that's all right then.
It was that was
God, I remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty memorable. That one.
It wasn't even small. Like took up the entire room. I seem to remember.
Oh no, absolutely. I was doing it from the door, and they're on the other side of the room. But it was all in the aid of like this person. They were having a bad trip, and
You thought waving a tree around would ground them in reality.
well, no. So my thinking I didn't have a great understanding of how that shit all works. I still don't have a huge understanding of how it works. Yeah,
Trees or
there's all
acid?
this shit about kind of set and setting. I didn't know. The only thing I could think of is like, well, I need to distract them from whatever's going on with them. And this was years and years ago. It should be pointed out. I am.
Oh, back in the frivolous days of your youth.
Officer, it was years ago.
I mean, we could describe this quite happily as back in the day.
Basically, you're saying there's a
Well, like,
statute
you all
of
did that acid
limitations.
and then went to watch Postman Pat afterwards.
But no, it was a situation where someone came to me and it was obvious they were not dealing with what we'd been up to as well as everyone else. So, you know, I tried to think of ways to distract them from their thing. I started off putting them in a shower, like hopefully making them feel fresh and like making them brush their teeth and just kind of distract them that way. It helps a little bit. So, you know, I found other little bits and pieces. I found things that they found mildly entertaining and remained insistent upon it until they found it hilarious. And then, you know,
Bless you.
well,
Bless
Yeah.
You're doing God's work there.
I mean, have you ever
Slightly less of a bastard.
slightly?
I'm realistic.
However, let's point out his cure-all was to hit someone with a tree.
9 foot,
Bush.
9 foot length. It was kind of one of these, where we were living then, we had these rose bushes and it had been a hot and wet summer. So this particular rose bush had just sprouted 9 foot from fucking nowhere, which I'd cut down the day before.
So we didn't just rip this by its roots.
No.
Fuck me, this is a rosebush, so you're like thorning this guy up.
No, because it'd grown that much that quickly. It hadn't developed thorns.
Oh, okay.
It was just
Still adding to the bastard level, I'm going to say.
oh, it was
It's
very
like a
entertaining.
meter, like an audio levels meter.
I can say with security that
If you normalise him, he's still at like 80% bastard.
I
You're
can,
a kind person.
I can say with security that anyone who was there that witnessed the events.
Oh, I pissed myself.
Yeah,
I fucking pissed myself. But yeah.
yeah. No, that was all in aid of making someone feel better. That was quite memorable. I had a lot of fun at that particular party all that
That's
time
cool.
ago.
I have a non-party story that's related to drugs.
Go for it.
I'm going to go wee. But go.
Fine.
Oh, it's all right. You can tell me.
You can keep that
I
in,
tell
Tom.
these guys. I'm not going to tell you. You'll never know, and you can't listen to it.
The good thing is I don't pretend I'm not a dickhead. Carry on.
Go for it.
True. I appreciate your honesty. It's endearing and hateful.
Well, the thing is, like, if you're going to do this bullshit, you might as well be honest about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go for it.
I had a point somewhere on a stick.
Not non-party drug story.
Non-party drug story. I was working as about 16 years old at a bookbinding factory. I used to do the book covering and recovering of books and stuff like that. And I once had to cover for 4 people in the workplace.
Whoa.
Because they were having a combined trip in the car park. So they basically were a small military squadron in the car park taking out enemy snipers. And I had to cover for them at about 16 years old. And the place was run by 2 brothers who hated each other. One with a serious anger problem who was prone to violence but didn't mean it. And the other one who was a bastard who liked nothing better than winding his brother up. And they got up into punch-ups fairly regularly in the workplace.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to distract them and cover for these other people who are out literally crawling around all in a complete joint unified trip, crawling under cars with imaginary guns.
So
And this is all about, like, we're not talking about late at night here, we're talking about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Are we talking acid or PCP or mushrooms or...
I don't fucking know, probably
Okay.
everything.
Whatever it was, they're all sliding their bollocks off.
We started work at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was about by 7 in the morning that they were all gone. This wasn't like leftover from the night before thing. This was they got to work, dropped a load of something, and went outside and left me.
That was a Monday morning, right?
Wow. Wow.
That was a fun place to work. I had to hide under a table once at that place to work because 2 brothers were punching each other.
Oh my god.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, strangely, I didn't stay there that long.
There's also that story that shooting on Titanic had to be halted for a day because one of the crew members thought it'd be funny to spike the crew lunch with PCP.
What?
So all the actors and all the creators were fine, but the crew were just tripping balls. So they had to halt.
Jaunty angles and shit.
The whole film got way more arty.
It's not sinking yet. Why are they looking that way?
No, it was sinking, it was upright, and then all of a sudden everyone's having to do the Star Trek hanging on thing because the camera's tilted.
Look, I see a 70% incline, but it's also shooting unicorns. What's going on? That's true. That's not how hallucinogenics work.
It's also not true how PCP works. You just eat your own face on PCP.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm reading accounts from people who aren't psychopaths. It tends to be
There's
fine.
a beautiful story that Anthony Gallegos from the Comedy Button tells of how he was out in the sticks in America somewhere, I don't know, California somewhere, and at his friend's house, and all of a sudden a girl comes banging on his door covered in blood, just saying like, this guy's just run out in front of me in the road and I've just hit him. Can you call the police, call the ambulance and all that kind of stuff? And he looks out the door and his friend looks out the door and he's just this guy who's trying to crawl and stand up on broken legs, shouting, "Samurai!
Oh god.
Samurai!" Trying to stand up on broken legs and keeps falling to the floor.
Oh no.
That's PCP
Doing
for you.
himself harm.
I mean, it's okay. It's another topic. It's a completely other topic.
Drugs we like.
I mean, you know, I'm not that old yet. I don't have that much to lose.
We don't do drugs and we download everything legally.
I do.
I actually do.
Yeah, same here. I've got a non-drug actual party story.
Oh, go for it, dude.
We did staircase surfing one time on an inflatable mattress. That was quite amusing.
That's like one of those things that no one actually does. And
Yeah,
you
we actually did it.
And no one died.
No one died.
How long did it?
We
how
got
long did it?
bruises from the wall that was at the foot of the stairs.
How long did it take before you realised it was a bad idea?
Oh, it didn't. We were doing it for hours.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
What
brilliant.
kind of staircase was this? Like a big mansion American
one made by
style?
No.
It was just in like a set of flats. You know, like you get flats in like a converted building.
So
And it was
concrete?
It was just no. It wasn't concrete. It was all carpet.
Okay.
I think it was wooden stairs. Actually, it wasn't carpeted.
Still pretty hard.
Yeah, it was the stairway down to the front. The front door was at the foot of the stairs.
Okay.
And we found this inflatable mattress and decided, yeah, let's slide down the stairs on this. It was brilliant.
Fair enough.
Yeah, very fond memories. That was a good party.
That's what we're doing at the next party.
Well, this weekend for my birthday.
The one I won't be at.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, of course.
I've got Comic-Con to work.
You do have Comic-Con.
I would not survive working Comic-Con and partying all night.
Shall I buy an inflatable mattress just for this party?
You would survive. You'd live. You just wouldn't
I
enjoy
wouldn't make
it.
as many sales for my friends.
And you wouldn't make so many interesting videos.
Yeah, okay, can you imagine me trying to, like, present?
I'll tell you what, if you come to my party, I'll video it all. I'll buy a ticket to Comic-Con.
Just to video me walking around going, oh god!
Are you ready for
It's
some
too
jaunty
bright in
ankles?
here.
Titanic style.
It'll just be me going up to cosplayers and going like, no, the colours are too bright.
You think I'm bad? Look at the cameraman.
Lovely.
Right,
Do you
let's
wanna,
have one more quick one.
do you want to grab another one, Bex? Has it gotten that time already?
It has, believe it or not.
Well, this is like
We've
a
got about
really...
10 minutes.
This looks like a really long question. I haven't even opened it. Should I get a shorter one?
No,
No,
go for it.
go for it.
Do it.
Rules is, once it's pulled out, you got to read it. Hence why we have so many Captain Sickbeard topics.
Speaking of which,
Yes. As
You're right, Dom.
has mentioned, he... What the hell does that say?
It's probably my handwriting. Do you want me to read it?
something.
All the headphones
Here,
on
yeah.
a something whimsy. What's the most expensive?
Yeah, let's give that to
something?
Tom.
But none of those lines are connected to each other.
Translate.
That's not letters.
Okay, it's Kel's handwriting, so I can read this. As Tom has mentioned, he...
It's not just me.
Oh, okay. No, as Tom has mentioned, he buggers all the headphones on a... What?
Can I pick another one? We're going to take 10 minutes to read this
Oh my
one.
god. No, we'll just take a few minutes. It's alright, I'll edit it. Get it in post, it's fine.
Need some
As
elevator
Tom
music.
As mentioned, he...
Outtakes. We'll just have some lift music while we wait.
What's the most expensive / ridiculous thing you have? Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. No, I've got it. I've got it. Captain Sickbeard says, as Thomas mentioned...
Hang on. Easy to edit. Fuck off.
I ain't editing that shit. As Thomas mentioned, he bought all the headphones on a drunken whim. What is the most expensive / ridiculous thing you have bought while drunk?
Instructional bondage books.
Actually, that's true.
That is true.
Was that a joint purpose, boys?
Yeah.
Joint
To be fair,
purpose.
I was drunk and I mentioned it, and then
Yeah.
he was like, I'm going to tie you up, bitch.
No, I don't remember it happening at all. It was one of those occasions where a friend had come down from Newcastle and there had been plenty drinking and plenty merry and everyone was having a lovely time. And it would seem I got on Amazon because at the time I was looking into rigging as as a potential career path. So I was kind of sort of interested in knots anyway.
I believe you mispronounced women.
So yeah, no, it was a complete surprise when about however many days later I got a package. It was 2 books of actually it was very, very pretty bondage stuff and some really shit rope turned up. I said, well, I can't use this. This is made of cotton. This is no good for anything. So
If you know your bondage, you know cotton's not shit.
Sorry? Oh, I mean, it feels fine, but it was all thin and it was rubbish and it wasn't going to do anything. It was just going to bite and be horrible. So, but I had these 2 books, so I read these 2 books. So, well, okay, well, I've got these now.
Yeah.
So I suppose I'd better get some good rope. That's the only thing I can think of that I've bought in a drunken state that's paid dividends.
I've bought quite a few things in a drunken state. Air Force Gator, as we've spoken on the podcast before, was a drunken purchase, and so was Air Force Gator 2, which is a novel as well by Dan Reichert. I did buy, as mentioned, half the audio gear for our podcast on a drunken whim.
Woo!
And also...
no regrets.
I bought about, let's say, 3,000 points worth of a Blood Angels army on
That
eBay
must have been pricey.
for Warhammer 40k.
You never got up to 3,000 points.
Check under my bed, mate. I've got so many fucking tanks under my bed.
Well, you're safe from any kind of home invasion.
I've got. I have a drop pod in bits
Oh, you do, don't you?
because of a drop.
You're not going to regret buying Warhammer, though.
I did because I've never actually learned how to play the game. I really enjoyed painting. I really enjoyed the mythology, the story, and all that kind of stuff. The lore of.
Oh, wait,
Warhammer
sorry, is this
40K.
a regret thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't regret. The only thing I regret is that I didn't keep it up. Because
Yeah.
that shit is fun.
But I think the problem for me was I was trying to learn from him. And every time I played against him, I lost and I didn't know why. But he could tell me, I just didn't understand why.
Could you not use all of the awesome Warhammerness as pieces for all your D&D stuff, though? Could you not integrate them into your D&D and use them all as player pieces?
There is.
Oh my god, Bex, I love you. Oh.
You smiling
Well
like
done.
the
Well
Joker now.
Oh, I've got ideas.
How have you not thought of that when you've got like
I've
little
never
cardboard
seen
set
someone
like
this
that when you
giddy.
could be using Warhammer sets?
Yeah, dude.
Bex, you're amazing.
Don't forget. don't forget that my army's also here. So you got a Terminator army as
I've
well.
got a
if you need it.
Terminator army and an army of Space Marines painted and insigniaed with Angel Spit lyrics. So
Because D&D is way more fun, but Warhammer has all the best cool toys.
does.
So just combine them.
How can I combine with a projector? I'll make it work.
We make it work.
You make it work.
You have to invite me to these things or I'll cry.
Do it.
Oh, well, I mean, we've got a full table for the Gamma World.
No,
But however, I'm going to look at repurposing the campaign I started writing.
And I will say that I've got stories in there that Kel can come in and play a bit as well, which means I've also got stories where Bex can come in and play as well.
Yay!
Cool.
My characters always have like flamey dogs of doom and evil as their minions.
We could easily make that work.
That works.
That's
No problem.
flamey dogs.
Wicked.
They just bite people's ankles and set fire to them. That's
By the way,
kinda
the
how
most
I win.
geeky podcast we've ever done. This is awesome. I'm loving this.
What do you think's going to happen if you put me on it?
Well, we've got, YouTube Let's Player,
Yeah.
YouTube movie reviewer nerd guru, Bex, and then
Aw,
we've got
that's
me
a
and
kind
Taz, which are just wankers for nerd shit. What?
Seeing as we're happy
The
to talk
topic.
nerd
What's
stuff,
the topic?
As soon as you mentioned flaming dogs,
Drunken
the first thing that
purchases.
popped into my
Drunken
head was
purchases.
Hounds of Tinderless,
Okay.
like Lovecraft.
Mine are more irritating little like puppies. Of
Yappy dogs of
Yeah, they
doom.
just
Chihuahuas of
they
Tinderless.
bite people's Achilles heels and then set fire to their shoes. Like,
Chaos Chihuahuas.
Yeah, so if I'm going to answer the question truthfully, my drunken purchases that I regret most usually come in shot glasses.
Good.
'Cause that's...
Oh, very good call.
What, like games? Like shot glass chests and stuff?
No, like
Shots.
Just actual.
I really shouldn't be
okay.
drinking this.
Straight up shots.
Fair enough.
There are a number of nights where my memory ends at
I'm sorry,
the delivery of some shots.
can I clarify this? Numerous or most nights?
Numerous, not most.
Okay.
I don't always do shots, but when I do,
You don't remember. So you're saying most, all. You can't tell us it's not because you've already stated you don't remember.
no, because I don't actually do shots that often.
That you're aware of.
In the same vein,
Logic.
every single Uber I've ever got in my life is a drunken purchase.
Have you regretted them? Sorry.
He likes the groping, it's fine.
Not at the time. However, the morning after, and I realised my bill is 40 quid for going like a couple of miles because they've taken me around the houses because me and my girlfriend have passed out in the back of the Uber. Yeah.
Has that happened to you?
Yep.
I've never used
Oh,
Uber.
that's harsh. No, I've never used it.
We got a cab an Uber from, I can't remember where it was, but we were going to Cross Harbour. It was like a 10-minute drive. We were too drunk to worry about it. We passed out and it cost us like 40 quid. 10 minutes for 40 quid.
That's a piece of shit. Do you know what? Absolute fuck Uber.
Yeah.
I ordered from them a couple of times, and the first couple of times were wicked because oh, I can get
It's
from my
so
house
convenient.
to London Bridge for like under 20 quid.
And instantly,
Sick.
pretty much.
But the first time I ordered it off any sort of offer or anything else, I ordered it to our house to go into town, and it was sort of quoted as a £19 journey, which would have been wicked considering the time.
Yeah.
I got the text going, "Oh, your man's just arrived." Oh, wicked! So I opened the door to see him driving off.
What?
And then I got charged £5 because I missed the fare. I was like, do you know what? Fuck this bullshit. I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
I'll just take buses.
Uber's such a good thing in principle, but it just doesn't work.
Uber seems to be something that other people can make work, but not
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. Every time I've left a club and needed to get home, there's been an Uber there.
Yeah,
and we've got in
and
it, and it's been
someone else has
fine.
ordered it, and it's been absolutely
We've
brilliant.
shared the cost, and it's cost us like 2p, and we've got home somehow.
But when it comes to me,
No.
Oh no, sir.
But every single
Fuck those
purchase,
guys.
Every single Uber has been a drunken purchase.
What about you two, Bex and Chris? Drunk purchases.
Drunken purchase for someone who doesn't drink?
I've
Oh no! I mean, Bex used to drink, so I'm sure there must be some in the history somewhere.
Yeah. Well, there's a purchase that became a drunken purchase, which was when at some point me and some mates thought it'd be fun to buy one of those TENS machines, like those machines that work your muscles out for you type thing.
Oh yeah.
I think we were fairly drunk, but we didn't actually use it for any kind of like exercising. What I actually did was strap it up to my arm.
Tent. Oh, the electric things.
Yeah. And
Toner
I was
things.
like, I bet this doesn't work. And just basically stuck them all over my arm at about 19 years old. And went, this isn't going to do anything, just turn it up. And then punch myself in the face.
I was so hoping that was going to be the punchline. That's amazing.
It did one arm really badly, but then also, like, I was drunk enough. This is the same night I actually thought I could put a biro through my stretch in my ear and got a biro stuck in my ear and nearly had to go to A&E because of a biro stuck in my ear. But because I had
The moral of the story, kids, is butter up your biros.
If you're gonna be,
it fucking but because I'd strapped both arms into this machine, right? Yeah. And it's cycling, unless I could get to the off switch before the next cycle.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You can't turn it off again.
That's brilliant. That's so good. That sounds like something the Dudesons would do.
Like, it was incredibly painful, I'll be honest, but immensely funny. And because I have quite a high pain threshold, I tend to see the funny side of things.
Yeah.
So just tend to end up looking like a drunk, gibbering, giggling idiot who punched herself in the face and is amused by the fact she has punched herself in the face.
Sorry, Chris, you had one. I cut you up really badly. Go on.
No, it's mine's not quite as good. But
Oh, shut up then.
I've never personally purchased anything, but the one thing that we got that would qualify is my ex and I were in a hotel room one time, just completely pissed, watching telly as you do.
Yeah.
And this infomercial advertisement thing came on for a workout DVD, Hip Hop Abs.
I want hip hop abs.
Basically, it was like this 15 minutes of dance yourself fit. You want these abs? Oh, dance like this. And we were just watching it going, oh, that looks awesome. Let's get this. And it was like, oh, you could buy the entire series for like £50. So we're like, yeah, get out the credit cards. And we never used it.
So it wasn't quite a drunken purchase, but it was, I mean, somebody made the purchase and we made use of it when drunk. And this was early on in the sawmill. We were having a birthday party. It may even have been for host Andy. But we had a big box delivered to ours. And
Yes, it was Andy's birthday.
It was, yeah.
And memorable parties topic coming back.
Exactly. It all comes round. Yeah, so this big box had been delivered.
Yeah.
And we didn't touch it. We just kind of held on to it until the people who were, it belonged to we and got it.
But we
held it
after
for
you moved
months.
in, wasn't it? It was just after you moved in it got delivered.
It was a year in or so.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It was about a year in.
Ignore me.
And yeah, we'd held on to this box, big box. It was taking up a lot of space in the hallway for, a good amount of time. Yeah. And then the party happened. And we had a party for somebody.
It was Andy's birthday.
Was it Andy? No, yeah, it was Sarah. It was our mate Sarah.
Fuck, no, you're right.
Because she opened it.
Yeah.
We offered to have her party at ours, and we invited a load of people that she didn't know that much, or at all. But it was still her party, and we also didn't buy her a present. So what we had was this big box. Do you know what, Sarah? We've got a present for you. Open this, and she sort of opens it up, and it's a steam mop.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
It was a steam mop. Guess what we did with the steam mop?
We filled it full of beer and cleaned the house.
And it smelled, and the sawmill smelled
of
like
broken
bread.
yeast.
It smelled like bread for about a week.
Yeah, about a good 3 days. I mean, I woke up the next day. I was like, what happened to the steam mop? And then someone sort of pointed me in the direction of the garden.
Yeah.
And there it was, like, hanging up in the big oak tree we had down there.
No, because the it was a drunken party, so the mentality behind that was, or the thought process was, it's made the whole house smell like bread. It's not very nice. Let's hang it. So we tied a noose and then tied it to the tree and then hung it. We lynch mobbed a
because it's the steam
mop.
mop's fault that you filled it with beer.
However, that steam mop reappeared, I believe, and probably the next party, and someone tried to use it to clean up a spill. I think it was Björn tried to clean up something with it once.
I will not surprise you at all that I have no memory of this. Carry on.
Fair enough. No, he went to go use it and plugged it in, filled it with water, and went to go use it to clean up a big sticky spill, which in theory would work. And then they had like 20 people shouting out, no, because they were there at the previous party and didn't want it to happen again.
Cool. Should we call that a done thing?
I think we should call that a done thing.
Right.
Do you know what? This thing is done.
Is done.
So.
Well, okay.
See, as one of the hosts has walked out. We'll give it a couple seconds.
Mic drop. Gone.
It's all right. It gives me an opportunity to think of some exit music.
Something sexy.
Something sexy.
You think too.
I can't think. It's not in my job description.
I don't. You didn't tell me I'd have to think.
My head is full of candy floss.
Get that woman some sugar.
I've got some.
I'll put some in front of her.
Fair enough.
Damn, the only thing I've got is the 90s cartoon X-Men theme in my head.
We could do that.
Tune.
We haven't done that yet.
Just do that, but like dubstep it up or something.
Yeah, I mean, could you...
I'm not going to help, no.
No.
No, you want me to think. I'm not going to think and do.
Do we murmur philosophical topics in the tune?
I could probably do it as... I could probably do it as
if you guys do that, do it.
Oh, shall we look up, like, inspirational quotes and say those over the tune?
Share and tell a friend about the podcast. It's the only way we're going to get out there.
When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars.
Our website is pottopicpodcast.com. While you're there, sign up to the newsletter.
Happiness is found when you stop comparing yourself to other people.
Our Twitter is at PodTopicPodcast. Our Facebook and Tumblr, just search PodTopic Podcast.
Every accomplishment starts with a decision to try.
Our Instagram account is at PodTopic Podcast. Hashtag PodTopic Podcast and get on our community wall.
Give God your weakness, and He'll give you His strength.
Emails at pottopicpodcast.com. Send us an email, we'll read it out on the show.
You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens.
Rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher.
And believe in yourself.
Like the video on YouTube if that's how you prefer to listen to it.
Stars can't shine without... I can't read this shit.
Join the Clash of Clans clan. Join it. PTP clan on...
Subscribe to Howitzerbug.
And Trista Bytes.
Can we shoot him now?
Yes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Pod Topic Podcast.
Lovely.
Music used in this episode was Meatball Parade by Kevin MacLeod from Compotech.com. It's licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Please see the MP3 comment tag or show notes on potterpodcast.com for more information.
So, Tom,
Yes,
final
mate.
thing, which I forgot to mention during what I've been up to in the week.
Yeah.
It's the Survivor Minute. Theme tune, please.
Cue the theme tune. Run the theme tune. Edit that in.
Cool. So, Survivors, at the end of it has been interesting.
Yeah. As opposed to the rest of the book, which has just been
Massively interesting. It's been interesting all the way through. I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's been a fascinating read.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if I mentioned last time. Did I mention that the mark was a chip that was inserted into?
Hell no, you didn't.
Okay. So
what's this?
So the mark of the beast. And sorry, this is something I perhaps should have.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
This is something I probably should have mentioned beforehand.
Yeah, go on.
Oh wait, dude, this gets so good. So the mark of the beast, and this has been like actually half of the book. I don't know how I missed it. It's a chip, and it's kind of in the same way that we've got contactless payment now.
Yeah,
it's a chip that allows you to do the same thing.
Near field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It either goes in the right hand, or if they don't have a right hand, it goes in the forehead, as per scripture.
For what reason?
This is just payment. This is just kind of this is the chip that has everything about you.
Okay, so
but you use this to
an
pay
RFID chip that you can use to make payments in your arm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, this has been a running theme throughout the book. The thing that happened in the final chapters is that this came to a head where what was the bit of scripture they used? It was one of the weirdly kind of aggressive bits of scripture that is in Jesus' voice, which is kind of, if your hand offends you, cast it aside. So they were taking converts. Who, rather than having the chip dug out, would just have their arm cut off.
Dear Lord, that's weak.
He didn't go into what happened.
Your forehead.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't go into that. Didn't go into that at all. It was briefly suggested that if it's implanted in your forehead, you get decapitated, and people would be happy to do this. What happened is you had an army of amputees walking around, and these ended up being the targets because they're the most easily recognizable. They just kind of sprung all over the place. Anyone with the right arm cut off at the elbow, done, gone, killed.
No, sorry, I'm completely lost here. So everyone in the end times has suddenly decided that the scripture is gospel.
Okay, no. It's not like that. So the Jetons I've spoken about, which is I've since discovered. So we'll get to the end of the book and reading kind of the bits and pieces they have at the end. The Jetons is it's a portmanteau of this particular sect, or however you want to call it, this particular church. Jetons stands for Jesus Christians. Right. It's that simple.
So who are the people walking around with no arms?
In the first part of the process, apparently, the rapture is split up into, it's a 7-year period before like the full on rapture. Right. In the first 3.5 years.
A bit of a warm up till Judgment Day.
In the first 3.5 years, it's the collecting of the people who are going to be firm to scripture. Okay. And then after that, there's another collection of people, part of which are these people who have taken the mark, but have to cut off their arms.
So basically,
or lose their heads or
it's
whatever.
Almost like the confessional kind of thing where they've renounced the beast. And
in scripture, because Jesus once said one time, if your hand offends you, cast it aside. That's kind of the entire basis for that. And so these amputees become, they become targets for Levi Zhu Chao.
The Chinese.
Did you forget
Jewish...
the China Jew? Did you forget the China Jew Antichrist? I think perhaps you forgot the China Jew Antichrist.
Oh, God.
So they become a target for this, but they kind of they're super quizzical about the fact that every time they take these people for execution, they're all like, fucking did the right thing, guys. We're well on top of this. You're gonna kill me? No problem.
I cut off my hand, I'm going to heaven.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty silly enough,
I'm going to
isn't
drink
it?
some more of this shit whiskey. Just carry on.
So allow me to move on to the next bit, which was angry dragon locusts.
It's really hard to swallow when you say angry dragon. I'm going to try again, though, because I feel I need to numb the pain. Go on.
So at some point, when Levi Zhudang Chow is realizing that his campaign isn't entirely working, and like the executions aren't working, the social pressure isn't working, he turns to, I really should have made a note of the demon's name. I'm sure it's there in Revelation somewhere.
Yeah.
Because of course it will be. But he turns to his side, he's talking to the Pope, and he turns to the other side and he goes, bloody big bang bang. And that may as well be the demon's name, because for all it's worth.
Right, yeah, that's what
bloody D bang bang, release your army. And like the demon goes, this is an odd conversation. Like, dude, are you sure? Because I mean, this isn't how. All right, no, cool, no worries. All right, I've got him. There's a fissure in Jerusalem. And then these horrible, like it's a swarm of locusts, but they're all kind of weirdly, I think they might be slightly metallic, and they've got kind of weird stingy tails, and they just fucking attack everyone. Just go to town on the world. There's this cloud that comes up out of the world, attacks everyone. Now, non-believers suffer the most unimaginable pain. It makes them believe, like, that it makes them ask for death, which is something that had been praised by, sort of preached by the Jesus beforehand. So, well, if you don't come to our side, the Antichrist will make you pray for death. Yeah, so it goes around, and like to the believers, to the Jesusans, and also to the, I can't remember the name they gave to the amputees.
I'm still kind of following. Go on.
It was no more than a bee sting, which, because apparently that's safe.
Jesus saves you from metallic locust bee stings.
Well, no, because like a single sting from one of these things makes you wish for death.
Cool.
But for believers, it's only a bee sting. Now,
okay. So
being stung by, I mean, I've been stung by a lot of things before, and it's not good.
It's irritating.
Oh no, one thing is irritating. One thing is painful and then irritating. A lot of them is problematic.
Well, yeah,
So then we move on to the accidental headshots.
Move on. Accidental headshots.
So there,
just as Jesus wanted.
Dude, enjoy the story. The story is so much fun. So I mentioned before there were two particular members of the cult who were named the Witnesses. There was one in the west and one in the east.
That's right.
And they breathe fire and kind of like they dispense holy vengeance.
You know,
kind of unconsciously.
You know, makes complete sense. Yeah.
They go to Jerusalem.
Of course they do. Holiday.
One
Benidorm was booked out, so they decided, Jerusalem's the next
one of them has to come from Australia.
Course,
and makes it all the way.
Surfing Jesus,
makes it all the way onto a
Bondi Beach Jesus comes all the way from.
You say
Oz.
Jesus, this dude, the way he was described, he was in a position where he looked like the classical white Jesus.
Okay,
long hair,
Jesus,
big beard,
Jesus we're going for, right? Yeah. Bondi Beach.
He makes it all the way onto a plane before people start questioning, and then he's met at Jerusalem.
Oh, can we make this Bogan Jesus? I'm changing the story, can't
no, oh god, I so wish I could say Bogan Jesus. He's not Bogan Jesus.
Meets what other Jesus?
No, he
Black Jesus?
No, he gets to Jerusalem.
Yep.
And he's met there, and he's kind of encountered by the Pope and the Antichrist. It's like, we'll hold on to you for a while. I'm sure another one will come. And sure enough, the other one, the main character, Rayford rather.
I was going to say, everyone loves Raymond.
He manages to hitchhike his way from Guildford to Jerusalem.
Oh, Guildford. home of the fucking saviour.
Home of the brave, ladies and gentlemen.
Guildford.
He makes his way there. And
Silent Paul Gin Very nice from them.
And like he turns up on the steps of whatever this temple place is, and she's like, "Dude, give me Chaim." Chaim is the name of Chaim. I can't remember. I don't know how to. Chaim.
Doesn't matter how you spell it. It's still annoying me. Go on.
It's give me him. We're not going anywhere. Do with this what you will in so many days. Mm-hmm. Before that time, they're on a corner preaching somewhere, kind of preaching the gospel. And the whole time they got snipers on them. And at some point...
Who are these snipers?
They're just snipers. There's no importance.
Lost souls.
Yeah, do you know what? These actually, in particular, one sniper is the agent of God. Because he's the one that completes the prophecy. Oh. He gets knocked or gets spooked or I can't remember what happens.
Pontius Pilate of snipers. Are you saying there's a Pontius Pilate of snipers?
It's kind of that. Like he's in the employ of the Antichrist, and he gets knocked by his mate, or he gets spooked, and he accidentally headshots Rayford, and at a loss of what else to do, it's like, oh dude, I just shot. What do I do? What? And then he just shoots the other dude as well.
Right, I'm going to do a spaced quote.
Yep.
Skip to the end.
Oh, we are far from the end, sir.
Damn it.
So they both die. It seems like Levi Zhu Deng Chao has kind of got hold of everything. He puts them on display just to show. They're not going to. They're not going to revive. He makes a whole museum piece of where they are preaching.
Are they dead at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. They are well dead.
So this is like public display of their bodies.
Yep,
almost. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
And of course, 3 days later, what should happen? But they start twitching.
Easter, motherfucker!
But the twitching isn't the interesting part. The interesting part is kind of the see-through glass pyramid that suddenly appears over Jerusalem.
Oh, of course, the all-seeing eye.
And this isn't quite heaven. This is New Jerusalem. So
glass pyramid is New Jerusalem.
There's a hole at the top of so imagine looking at a pyramid from the inside. Okay. A hollow pyramid from the inside. Yeah. There's a hole at the top.
Yeah.
Angels and one shining beings, they start descending, and all the saints, they start flying up.
You mean a heavenly funnel?
Yeah, basically.
Right.
So, what would you care to happen when all the characters that we've met so far make it through the funnel?
They all decide to get on with their lives and decide that probably being an atheist is a better way of being.
It's interesting. How does heavenly physics strike you?
Carry on.
They get up there.
I'm going to keep drinking, so keep going.
And they discover there's a whole new branch of physics. And this is, do you remember, like, a couple of times, I think not last time, but time before, I was talking about...
Sorry, Taran, I'm just going to pause you there. I'm just going to drink the last of the whiskey.
Drink it with you.
Thank you. Chin chin.
Chin chin. Yep.
I don't want to think about this anymore. Go on.
So they all get up there, and do you know what? It's the number 2 floor of the author. I'll get to the first floor of the author, but the number 2 floor of the author is that what he describes as heaven doesn't sound particularly great. But like they get up there, there's going to be a party for like 30 days or some shit.
A 30-day party for living your life right? I can do that right now. Fuck living your life right.
Also, it's interesting. Everyone who is every saint, they refer to them as saint. Every person who lived according to God, who gets taken up to heaven, as they go up, they get reverted to their 30-year-old self.
Because that was the age of Jesus coming out of the desert?
I assume that's the reason. But it was the way Zion Ben Joseph made it sound.
Oh my God, this bloopers is the longest thing ever. Go on.
Oh, dude, it's carry on. It's carry on for a little while.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
They get up there.
Yeah.
There's this weird part of one chapter where one of the characters,
Judas is doing a keg stand, and you're gone.
Minor character comes back to the main character and goes, dude, like, I've been talking to, like, the angel scientist, and there's this whole other
sorry, angel scientist?
I've been talking to the angel scientist, and there's this whole other field of physics that we had no idea about. It turns out they destroyed our internet provider so that they could carry on up here. I've got a whole new understanding of the internet and physics and everything.
I found the gold particle and it's up my arse.
Then there's the war. So Levi Zhu Deng Chao convinces the world to fire all nukes at New Jerusalem.
Yeah. Which is that glass pyramid in the sky.
And all the, air quote, saints and all
Yeah.
the angels, because every saint has an angel to accompany them and teach them how to do.
Saints
everything.
have angels.
Yep.
That makes no sense. Carry on.
They all fly out.
Yeah.
They confuse the pilots. They defuse the bombs. Nothing really happens to heaven.
Cool. Fuck you, Jewish China.
And then there's just this kind of destruction of the opposing forces downstairs, offensively. Essentially, rather.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Then there's a whole 30 years of, well, there's New Jerusalem. This is all done very briefly, but somebody wants to come in.
Oh, hang on. It's okay. I've got a Kimmy to hug.
You got
to
yourself a Kimmy.
Let me get through this. Go on.
Cool. So, after the war,
Yeah.
which heaven obviously wins.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know, 30 years or so, or
Kimmy.
something.
I'm dying inside. Go on.
Oh, dude, this is what we've been building to.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. There's 30 years of heaven, and then everyone on Earth is suffering, and then heaven needs to teach them how to live, and then it doesn't really fucking go anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Is that the end of the story?
Pretty much.
Fuck you in the fucking arse. You made me stand through this for fucking near on 20 minutes.
What did you expect? Christian writer? What the fuck did you expect? Now, the most...
I fucking hate you!
But didn't we have fun along the way?
That was your Survivors Update 20 minutes.
Oh, we're not done yet.
You told me we were done. You promised... No, you fucking promised me we were done.
There's that was the end of the story. I want to bring up something quite quickly about the...
Your interpretation of it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is going to be very quick. I promise it's no more than 5 minutes.
Shake
No
on
more.
That. Shake
I'll
on that.
shake on that.
Shake now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shaking on it.
Go on.
Okay, so throughout this book, there's something quite enticing about it, in that the writer never explicitly states kind of homosexuality or abortion or kind of any other typical Christian evil as an evil thing.
Yeah.
He only expresses... He says, well, no, that's kind of symptomatic of the real evil, which is leaving God behind.
Not Chinese Jews.
Not
Chinese Jews. They're fine. Chinese Jews are fine.
I mean, dude, I'm going to keep this within 5 minutes. If we want to unpack all of that shit, we're talking half an hour at least.
Go on. Go on.
But yeah, the thing I found most interesting is all the typical things Christians call evil. He didn't specifically identify as evil. He didn't say they can't be allowed in, that they can't be saved.
Yeah.
He never ever said that. Never for 1 second. They were always symptomatic of
Zion Ben Jonah, you're a saint.
They were always symptomatic of this one thing, which was like leaving behind God, which almost sounds cozy, apart from the fact you're still left with this situation that is like, if you're not one of us, you're still kind of sick.
Taz, can I ask?
So even when writers, Christian literature and philosophy and politics goes right, it's still kind of sick. Still massively sick. But I enjoyed the book nevertheless. It was a good read.
What's your latest bog literature?
I've since, from then, moved on. Oh, thank you.
Because I know. Because I fucking know.
Thank you.
Dude, that's synergy right there.
I forgot to read my last point. Yeah, so since then, and this is something I will not be giving updates on because it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's educational. Compared to what Zion Ben Jonah puts out because he's a dickhead.
I'm reading the Israeli-Palestine Black Book, which is a record of all the human rights violations by both sides in the Israeli-Palestine war.
Very balanced book. I've read it before.
Oh, have you actually read it?
I have.
Oh, no way!
And I know exactly where it's going to go, so enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean... It still seems like, they're both shit, but Jerusalem's kind of more penis.
Oh, spoilers. It basically carries out that way.
But I'm not going to be giving updates on that because
Because fuck that shit, because
I
we're doing
can't
half
make
an
comedy
hour
of
on
it.
this fucking Zion Ben Jonah book that includes angels like butt fucking... Oh,
No, fucking
God.
read it, guys. It's fucking fascinating.
It's awful. It's fucking awful. I'll tell you what, listeners, go and listen to... read Dan Reichert's Air Force Gator. You'll have so much more fun. 10 pages in, he's ripped off all the limbs of Osama bin Laden and strapped C4 to his chest and run away laughing. Fuck this fucking book. Go read something good.
No, I disagree.
Go read...
Read Survivors, understand the people.
Fuck that shit. Go read Charles Stross.
Yeah, okay. We can agree on that. Boshi kebab.
Boshi kebab.
Done.